Hello everybody, welcome to another video. So for the past like 6 or 7 Guild Wars streams and videos I've done, I've said at the end, oh, leave your comments, I'll do a Q&A section, I'll grab your comments, and then we haven't done it. So today what I'm going to do is more Elite Spec Beta with a little asterisk there, which I'll talk about in a second. And I've got a Q&A section. I've got loads of questions as well. Not because I've gathered them from like the past however many videos. I just grabbed comments within like the last 9 hours on the previous part, and there were a lot of things I wanted to platform and respond to. So we just had a really high hit rate on stuff. So yeah, there's a few comments. And going back to that asterisk about the beta, I have a bit of a problem, and that is... So, obviously, we're going to play the beta, but what I'm a little bit curious about is getting our tickets. So, we're going to check that out immediately here. So, obviously, we already spent a bunch of... We need tokens to buy tickets to trial the arenas, right? So, we already spent a bunch... So, when the beta started, it snapshotted my main account, which had maybe 1,000 or something. Definitely not over 5k, because whenever I get over 5k, I buy one of the weekly boxes. So it snapshotted it, and we've spent through them now. So what I'm wondering is, okay, so we did actually go through, though, and beat a bunch of bosses, so we should have some tickets back. So can I sell these tickets now? These tickets to get the tokens? Tickets and tokens, for Christ's sake. So can we do that? I don't think we can we? So... Which is what I anticipated. Like, no, the token, the ticket vendor doesn't have an exchange in the other direction. Look at that, it costs fucking fun. So what we could do is we could grab all of these tickets and put them in an account slot at the very least and see how many we've got across all of the characters. Because I haven't deleted any characters yet, okay? So, but it doesn't really fill me with hope because this guy only has 14. So I'm assuming a lot of us don't really have many. So that's one thing. And then we need to delete the character. So I'm going to delete the conduiting now. Because we've got to make space. I really think these betas should give you all 9 slots, but okay. And then we'll go to the scripting. Oh, we had a donation. Dude, did for us RPG. Thank you, man. That's amazing. Hey, WP, I'm coming back to the game for the first time since Living World Season 4, and watching your content while playing is filling me with nostalgia and cozy vibes like no other. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Look, one of the comments I'm going to talk about in a second is like, so we've had a lot of negativity on the past couple of episodes, which I kind of want to respond to. I guess I'll wait for the comments. So thank you. I'm glad I'm giving you cozy vibes. That's awesome, man. I've actually had quite a few people at the moment going back to the Prophecies LP. Oh, we don't need to come down here, obviously. Oh, there you go. This guy is 32. That's something, I guess. So we'll do that. Which is interesting to me because, you know, I really... every day, guys, the Prophecies LP, I feel more and more is, like, low quality. It's a really good story LP. Don't get me wrong. A very, very good story LP. But, I want to redo it. The more that I play, the more I'm like... The more time that passes, I'm like, I kind of want to redo this Prophecies thing. That guy had 35. Okay, so we've got 81 tokens. Now, what I want to do is go to the pavilion, which we can't waypoint directly to, but we can use the new portal tome to go to. And I want to see... So anyway, yeah, maybe there'll be a Prophecies replay. Again, if I did a new Prophecies replay, here's what it would be. It would be different to the old one in that it'd be more mechanically focused, right? The old one was, like, I soloed the entire game. The game is not designed to be soloed. It was an Iron Man solo challenge. And then on the, on factions, I took fuck tons of the UI away. On Nightfall, what did I do? Nightfall, I was less with the challenge, but I think I refused to use henchmen and only expanded the party as we got heroes. That was one thing. And again, they were all, like, Iron Man-ish, right? I never sequence broke. I never, you know, they were always solo self-found, if you will. And then Eye of the North, I did the thing where I was swapping all the different characters around. Anyway, I kind of want to do a new Guild Wars project, right? And how it would be Guild Wars 1 project, and how it would be different is, first of all, my new voice. You know, I went to voice training camp. I changed my accent. I substituted my sultry, sexy, deep-voiced British accent for whatever the fuck this is. That was money and time well spent. Yeah, I don't know. My voice has changed, so that would be a difference, right? I don't know why my voice has changed. I don't like my new voice, but there you go. New mic and stuff. It would be 2K. It would be 60 FPS, so there's, like, technical differences. But the focus would be on, like, getting God walking amongst mere mortals. And, like, I literally think I would call the project God walking amongst mere mortals. That's what I would call it. And it would be me making a new character and getting Guam. And I know what you're thinking, oh my god, WP, isn't that way too big of a series? It would be slightly a bit of a cheat. So if you followed my stuff recently, you'll know that I got every single possible title in Guild Wars 1 now. I have them all, which means I've got like an epic leg up on God walking amongst mere mortals. I could get God walking amongst mere mortals without doing half the shit. I could get it without like vanquishing or cartographying everywhere. Like stuff like this really is a huge bonus for me. So it wouldn't be like... So I'd make it very clear in the series, you know, this isn't a guide for Guam, because you're not going to be able to follow this as a guide, because you're not going to have half the shit I do. But, you know, I'm gonna make it, and what I would want to do is make a ranger maybe, and play through, and it would have like a focus on buildcraft. There was a huge focus on buildcraft before, but like party composition buildcraft, like with heroes. Gearing and kitting heroes out was something I never really talked about in the old projects. Well, I did, but not as much as you could, and not with the knowledge I have now. So something like that, I don't know. Anyway, that would probably be quite cozy too. And it would be like a proper Let's Play where it's not all live slop. It's, you know, it has edited sequences. It had, like, if I vanquish an area, it would all be done on 4x speed and post commentary, shit like that, you know. Because on the old project, I did super speed, but I don't think I ever did commentary over the super speed, which is a method that really benefits that game, because that game, especially Prophecies, is very big, very open, very sprawling. Anyway, sorry, right, well, okay, so with that said, any money I spend here is safe. So this 2,000 gold, right? I don't actually have 2,000 gold on my account anymore. I spent it last night. So this is all just snapshotted in time, right? All the materials, none of it matters. So I can gamble, right? Air quotes, gamble. I can buy 198 of these boxes, and that doesn't affect my main account. I can open them, and we're getting tokens. Loads of tokens, as I said. You know, it's really funny. I clarified on yesterday's video that this is the best way to get tokens, and I had a comment on yesterday's video of someone saying, no, it's boss blitz. But that's not true. Whoever it was that said who doubled down on the boss blitz comment, it is not boss blitz. If you have the money, this is obviously faster than boss blitz. I just did like 3 boss blitzes there in 2 seconds. If you have the money, this is obviously better. But, you know, I appreciate we're spitballing ideas and trying to help each other. 2 max, 15 max, 79, that's a good amount. So I'll just buy all of these, and hopefully this will give us the tickets. The tokens for the tickets, so that we can do the thing, and we'll be alright, okay? And then we can delete this beta character in a second. So we can buy 34 of those. Alright, fine, I guess. Do you know what would be really nice UI improvement, right? If I could click the down arrow here, right? So it's 19 max. If I could click the down arrow to underflow it so that it says 19, that would be epic, Arenanet. That would be very good. And can I also just say, it would be nice to have these buttons be a little bit fucking bigger. Like, I'm on the medium mouse cursor size, and I feel like I'm playing Operation or something. You know, but so I have to manually mouse over, then type in whatever value I see. 101 of those, that's good. 149 of these. I suppose we're technically rolling for infusions right now, which is a bit crazy. But if we got one, only a beta character would get to use it. It's quite funny. So look, we're just dinging Marsh of Markets over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, here you go. Apothelis says you can drag the number box up so it goes up faster. Really? Well, we can have a look at that. Look, and each of these bonus boxes we get also is more tokens. So yeah, sorry, but this is definitely the way to do it. We've got another stack here. And if we see anything really fancy pop up, let me know before I delete the character. Because that would be quite funny, wouldn't it, if we managed to get some kind of cool drop. I still don't ever actually have invisible boots on my account. That's one of the skins I don't have. Okay, so we're up to 2,400. Deposit all collectibles. We got a Chaos of Lissa. I remember the days where that was actually really expensive and tricky. Now I guess it's just a dead roll coming out of this festival. Because there are a few things that, like, they're not exciting anymore, even though they're in the super rare section. Chaos of Lissa is not exciting. Monocle. Do you guys remember years ago, I had like before maybe even the Silver Wastes, I set Liss up on the most expensive thing you could. In the game at the time. It was like with a monocle, and it was like the molten gauntlets. It was like anything that had any value on the team, and it looked ugly as sin, but it was kind of a fun experiment. The Firestorm and stuff, but some of these are worth a lot. It's kind of crazy to think that you can qualify for a super rare drop like we just did, but not hit one of the really nice ones. But there you go. All right. Okay, we have tickets. So I take that asterisk away. There is no asterisk. We're all right. We have plenty of tokens now to buy more tickets. And we don't even have to worry about spending in excess. So wait, what was this guy called? Logan the Luminary. Right, and down he goes. Okay, guys, so let's... for anyone who's made it live, first of all, welcome, thank you. I really appreciate you guys being here. There is a poll, check it out in the chat, where you can vote on your... And I'm being a bit sneaky again this time. You can vote on the spec you're most excited to see, okay? All right? So we have Amalgam as an option, we have Paragon as an option, and we have Troubadour as an option. The past 2 episodes have been very Debbie Downer. They've been very negative, because at the end of the day, I believe in honesty above all. What's that quote from Philip Seymour Hoffman in Almost Famous? Be honest and unmerciful. Be real. That's a great movie, by the way. It's all about coolness. It's about social hierarchy. It's about rock. It's about journalism. It's about being real and authentic. It's very, very, very good. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. You should definitely check it out. Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of my favorite actors of all time. He only has about 10 minutes of screen time in the entire thing, but he steals the whole movie. It's excellent. Really, really, really good. Anyway, so we have been honest. We have been unmerciful. And it's time to hopefully be honest and nice. So let's see some of your responses, shall we? Get your votes in on the poll while we do this Q&A section, and we'll see what we got. So let's see what your guys' takes were. These are all comments just from the last video. I'm really sorry to people who left comments on the original episode of this mini-series. I didn't screenshot any of those. Defunks. So if you had thoughts on that and you want to throw them in today. Antiquary has so many cool ideas in it, but the thematics are a mess and it's visually underwhelming. The artifacts are goofy and lame. I really wanted to see proper artifacts and new lore items. I'm also not sure how I feel about the gameplay. It doesn't flow as well as the previous Thief Elite specs. The skills aren't as fun to use as they sound, and you have these crappy reused animations that are kinda awkward. Again, I don't know whether I judge it for the reused animations if the whole idea is using enemy stuff. But again, I think that fit better on a Mesmer as a mimic. They also said, I think the spec would really benefit from a larger custom UI to show which stolen skills you got, as the tiny icons are so hard to see in combat. Having the skills pop for you with nice animations would be cool, along the lines of a big slot machine popping up or something if they want to go full wacky. Okay, so to that last sentence or paragraph, they're not going to do a giant slot machine, obviously. I really subscribe to the theory that this was a gambler. And the lawyers stepped in and said you can't do a gambler. I do subscribe to that. When you look at the utilities, it's clearly straight out of a gambling spec, right? And you look at a lot of the trait names and stuff, I think it's two things mashed together. But that note that they should do bigger, better UIs, I mean, I agree. One of the things that 14 has over this game is it does have the really nice class UIs, and you can toggle them between the two modes, you know, the simplified mode or the more elaborate mode and stuff. I'm disappointed with the little UI that they've done. Luminary is the worst offender on this, though, because, you know, the Shroud doesn't have the UI effect. I call it a UI effect, screen effect, whatever, right? But yeah, like, they are small tooltips. That's a weird criticism, right? I do want to defend Antiquary a little bit. It's only while we're learning the spec that it feels a bit rough, and I know exactly what you mean. Like, because while learning the spec, it is kind of like I'm just sort of looking at a vague color down there. And in combat, I don't want to stop and mouse over and inhale what the icon's supposed to be and the name of the skill and all that stuff. You know, and I felt the same with Deadeye, by the way, with learning Deadeye and the stolen skills on Deadeye. But once you've learned it, it kind of becomes a non-issue. I don't know whether we can just throw that criticism aside then, because eventually it doesn't matter. You know, isn't it fair to ask elite specs to pop immediately and you feel so I kind of get it, like a big cool new UI where you can relish in it a bit more. The first thing that came to my mind was special actions. Not that they should use special actions for this, because that overlaps in an ugly way. It's always weird when you get multiple special actions at once, you know, and they obviously avoid that in class design and relic design and stuff. But you know, they could do it, and they don't want to add more binds and stuff. So, you know, for more slots and things. So, I don't know. I get what you mean, though, about the icons. I will say, oh, by the way, look at this here. So, it says replies made with AI at the bottom. I posted about this the other day. I hear you on the animations. Hopefully, they can make a few tweaks there. Interesting points. The UI could definitely use some work. I agree. I should just read those out. Those will be my responses, because that's clearly, look guys, if you want to make it online, all right, you need to use these. So if you guys don't know, the situation is right now with, you know, there's this big moral panic about AI that I use this words almost directly on Blue Sky. I'm not really on board with the AI moral panic. I'm really not. But this one is weird to me. Basically, what YouTube, for a long time, YouTube's offered canned responses, where, like, if you're lazy as a creator, you can just click the button. You know, it's like when you're responding to someone at the office in an email or something, right? You just do the quick canned response. And maybe that's... I've never used the canned responses, because to me, the canned responses felt so impersonal. You know, like, if the point is interacting... You know, when I'm dropping a comment on a YouTuber's channel... If I get a response, that makes me happy. It makes me feel seen. It makes me feel like, you know, there was some kind of interaction there with someone that I looked up to, or, you know, there was, you know, there's this pseudo fame and all that kind of shit. But then to think it's just a canned response, that's just fobbing someone off, right? Like just clicking the quick little, like it's like you're just treating it as a part of the job. It's an obligation. There's no passion there. There's no realness there. And it's like, and that's never what I've been about, right? And so I've never clicked those canned responses. Never. Even if sometimes I do feel myself wanting to write a response that's almost identical to the canned response, I won't click the canned response. In fact, what that does is that makes me realize, oh, I don't really have anything to offer here. Anyway, so for years, YouTube has offered the canned responses. They upgraded this. I don't know if it's been like a slow rollout, and some countries have had it earlier than others, as is often the case with the kind of stuff. But for me, I got this about a month ago. What they do now is they've changed the canned responses to be generatively created with AI, as they say there, right? So it's a canned response that's a bit more accurate. But basically, it's posing as the real person now. Look at that. That's pretending to be me. And what upsets me about this, if upset is the right word, is I feel it's like I don't really want to drop comments on YouTube channels anymore, because you could get what seems to be a real response, an authentic reply, but it's not. It's just some bullshit. It's just something someone clicked, and like it's not really there for. Okay, there's a thing in communication, right, where there's the creation of a message and there's the agreement with a message. So like if I write a YouTube video or a script or a review or something, and it's lots of things you agree with, then you can endorse it or whatever, but it doesn't mean you wrote it, right? It's not the same, right? It's not a real response. Like, for me, I could endorse this. I hear you on the animations. Hopefully, they can make a few tweaks there. Yeah, I endorse that, I guess. So, broadly speaking, that applies to me. But it doesn't make it mine. Just because I endorse it, I didn't construct that, right? So, there's a layer of artifice there that I don't like. And here's what I've also noticed about these AI, while we're on the subject. Another thing I've noticed with these AI replies. All right, look at these. I'm going to read them again, okay? I hear you. Oh, wait. Let me finish the point I was just going to make. The point is, right, I don't like the idea of dropping comments on YouTube anymore, because I could get what seems to be a real response, but I've actually just been fobbed off. Like, it's not, you know, it's that dead, it's creeping towards the dead internet thing, right? Where it's like, okay, there's a human interaction there somewhere, but ultimately, you know, what if I constructed my original message with AI? And some people have authentic reasons to use that, like, you know, if they're speaking a second language and stuff. And then you get this, and it's just essentially humans just nodding at each other. That's all you're actually doing. You're nodding. And so that and that puts me off, and that's a shame for me. I'm fine with the feature in theory as a creator, because I'm just not going to use it. But for you guys watching, those of you who are in chat right now or whatever, like, it's... I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what's much better? What's much better is you come into these live streams, dropping your messages there live, and being ignored because I'm on a rant about something else. That's much better, isn't it? That's much better. Okay, no, all right, so the other thing I was going to say, all right, guys, look at these AI responses while we're on the subject. I hear you on the animations. Hopefully they can make a few tweaks there. Exclamation mark. Interesting points. The UI could definitely use some work. I agree. I've seen a lot of these get generated. Do you know what they all are? Every single... Why can't I nod at these? Why do I agree with these? Every single thing the AI... And I've read hundreds of these now, because I read hundreds of your comments, and it prompts at least 2 every time, sometimes more, right? Maybe I've read over 1,000 of these already, right? They are all positive and non-committal. That's it. They're positive and they're non-committal. They don't say anything. They just, they nod. In a lot of words, they just give a little bit of assent. That's it. They never actually push a conversation. They never have a take. They never spin an idea. They never push human endeavor or the point of having a conversation in any way. They're just bullshit. It's just corporate fluff. It's nothing. And that depresses me so much. It's kind of like that Almost Famous thing with Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, actually. It's kind of like, what are we doing here? This is nothing. And on the one hand, it depresses me that people think that has use. On another hand, it depresses me that someone will be duped by these and feel good about it, right? You'll get that response from the YouTuber, and you'll be like, oh, you'll get giddy, but it wasn't really a response. They've just tricked you into thinking it's a response, and that depresses me that you've been tricked, and that depresses me that you're trickable. And like, where's this going? Like, okay, and here's the final depression, all right? These generative models are trained based on how people communicate, right? All it's doing is emulating what people do online. And what does that say? That says that 90% of our communication as people, that's what it's become for us. It's just that, and I see myself in that. I type with the fucking exclamation marks. You know, that's what it is. That's what success on YouTube is, basically. That's what it boils down to, or on Twitch or whatever. Don't criticize these elite specs. Don't do Debbie Downer streams, all right? Be positive and non-committal. Don't make a take. Don't talk politics. Don't, you know, don't show what you really think or feel. Don't put your heart on the line. Don't be real. Just nod. Just be positive and non-committal. And I have to say, guys, and I'm not going to go into specifics here, I've watched streamers, and I'm not necessarily talking about the Guild Wars scene here, right? I've watched streamers where they're painful to watch for me because there is nothing ever of interest. It's just that sort of, let's be positive. And I can't, like, I really can't abide that. It really, really gets to me. And it makes me realize that's what a lot of it is. That's just what it comes down to. Positive and non-committal. And, you know, I value anyone who's ever watched my channel. Anyone who's ever watched my channel. If I had 10 people, I'd be giddy and thrilled that anyone had any interest in the drivel that comes out of my mouth. But, you know, a lot of people have tuned into me because they've just seen me as a positive guy. And you know, I don't think that's real, guys. So anyway, yeah, the generative AI things. All right, let's do the Q&A, just responding with those, shall we? Anyway, yeah, there you go. Comment from Defunks. Not too happy with the artifacts. I mean, me neither. You guys heard what I had to say about it. Oh my god, what's going on here? We just have a broken screenshot. That's weird. I wonder why. I don't remember taking a screenshot of nothing. It's possible a comment got lost to the ether there. Grond the Wolf's Head says, brilliant little Lord of the Rings there. Looks like Arenanet has gone... Oh, this was a weird one. Looks like Arenanet's gone full Hollywood on these specs. Unintelligent and lame writing. Anything that comes out of Hollywood nowadays is utter garbage. America. This guy's been subscribed to me for 10 years. I don't know why America's taking shots there. Out of nowhere. I don't know what this has to do with Hollywood. I don't know what this really has to do with writing either. I mean, yes, there is writing and storytelling and theming going on with the specs, but not a positive one there. I'm really upset about that comment that we just lost. What if it was a really good one? Defunct here, again, on the Luminary. I agree with your summary of Luminary, though I do quite like the theme. Using this Radiant Faux Fire Forge to power an arsenal of magic weapons is cool. And I've always liked Spirit Weapon side of Guardian thematically, but unfortunately the spec doesn't live up to this in any way, other than maybe the utility visuals. Yeah, I noticed that. The Spirit Weapon element was more a utility thing. Like, you pop the elite, you see the ring of Spirit Weapons. It would have been... And I think what's missing from the Radiant Shroud visually is they need to be big animations. Like, if I summon the Radiant Hammer, I want to see a giant hammer. I want to see a Monster Hunter-sized hammer. A fucking massive hammer, poof into existence. I swing it over my head, it slams down and it dissipates, right? I don't want to see this little thing that I have to squint to see in my hand because it's buried under the Alacrity visual or this, that, or the other thing, you know? It would have been cool to have a reverse Hollow Forge where the Brazier Flame burns out as you use more skills, but it burns brighter to empower skills. If you burn out, you get locked out, similar to Hollow. This would be more visually and mechanically interesting, and the thematic would tie the thematic together more. Then improve the skills themselves to better combo off of each other, give each other a proper empowered auto attack chain, maybe even add a third flip over to all the skills to use some of their spear tech. Then add traits that interact with the mechanic as well as utility interactions. Okay, you're right. I mean, yes, I'm going to nod to that. That's all right. I think that's fair. I think the thing is, right, like, Arenanet probably want that too. Like, if I imagine a meeting where they sit down and discuss the idea of the Luminary, that's probably what they wanted. They just fucked up on the implementation, right? And we haven't given those details either in this comment, have we? We haven't done the ticky-tacky. I mean, maybe a bit. I like the idea of it being more like Photon Forge. It's a tricky thing sometimes, right, guys? Because they might be leery about cross-pollinating mechanics. You know, like when I looked at Luminary itself and I saw it had a shroud, I thought, oh, another shroud. You know, it's easy to... But we've had a lot of those. However, when I look at Mech and the fact it got Ranger Pet and some of the pet UI came over, I like that. I think that was really good. So I like cross-pollinating. I wouldn't mind giving Mesmer Steel so it can mimic, right? I wouldn't mind giving this thing a Photon Forge. Or not actually to call it a Photon Forge, but if it felt similar, if some of the traits felt similar, you know, you had something where you lean into overheating on the Luminary, and you had something where you could slowly reduce it, like it was dodging on Hollow, maybe it's something else on this. Every time you apply Light Aura, it reduces the overheating, some shit like that, you know. You know, I wouldn't criticize that. I would say that's really cool. I like to see these things cross over. I wonder if Arenanet got a bit caught up in this idea that they can't ever cross-pollinate. Next, we got Relieved, who says, I doubt the Antiquary Elite would do much in terms of performance if a lot of people used it at once. So we were talking about all the script party. So yeah, maybe it wouldn't. It doesn't actually spawn any 3D models. All the script, except for the one in the middle, are just flat animated textures. It's in no way different from any other skill effect, says Relieved. So yeah, maybe you got... Oh, wait. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's a good point. An interesting point. I'll have to keep an eye on that. So the Compsamurumus says, you might have been stuck with this game for too long to feel joy out of it. Oh yeah, okay. So this guy left this comment. There was another huge comment chain, way too much for me to screenshot, of someone saying effectively the same. Saying, like, and it's so arrogant for people to do this, right? I appreciate people are trying to help. There was a guy saying, oh, you hate Guild Wars. You need the community. The community will support you in getting you back into a positive place. You run in circles when you're playing the game. You know, these are podcasts, basically, right? Yes, we ran around the Crown Pavilion for a couple of things. Listen, guys, we've done 3 elite specs that were the worst ones, all right? I don't know how many times across the past 2 streams I've had to say out loud, and I have said it out loud many times, we're going to be a Debbie about these because these are not very good. Right, this comment here from the Comma Supremus, you might have been stuck too long to feel joy out of it. That is such a cop-out. So it's impossible that elite specs might have whiffed these elite specs. It's impossible that 3 of the 9 are not very good. We're not allowed to talk about why they're not very good. If we talk about why they're not very good, it's a problem with me. It's a problem with WP. It's because I'm not allowed. I don't feel any joy. I'm not allowed to critique it. Any critique we make of Guild Wars that isn't positive and non-committal That's a problem with me, is it? That's such a cop-out. Look, I'm sorry that you're a fan of Guild Wars. You want to feel positive about Guild Wars. You want to click videos and feel positive. I get all those things, but we have to be honest. Be real. These first 3 are not good. They're not that great, all right? And I think it's... And by the way, I'm not just sitting there saying they're not that great. I'm producing content where we talk about why. And I'm platforming ideas about how they could be improved. Like, I gave a billion ideas for all 3 of them about, like, why it felt like it didn't hit the mark. I'm not just saying this is terrible, they have no talent, I want to leave. I'm not saying anything like that. It's so arrogant to presume that it's just on me and that it's a problem on my end. We have to be able to talk candidly about these things, right? And if we're not doing that, what is it? It's just endorsing a lowering of the bar. So no, I don't disagree with it. I don't agree with this at all. I probably play way more of this game, happily and satisfactorily of this game, than 90% of the people that are actually watching this channel, all right? I enjoy this game. I get a lot of fun and a lot of hours sunk playing it. If we're going to be critiquing and reviewing the Elite Specs, that's what I'm going to do, all right? Now, yeah, there may have been an issue. In retrospect, we probably shouldn't have done all 3. You know, we shouldn't have gone worst to best, maybe, in retrospect. But on the other hand, on the other side, though, I want to respect your intelligence in the community. Surely you see that. Well, this guy doesn't see it, and the other guy didn't see it, with the long comment chain. Right? So, yeah, maybe a better way to have ran the series, just so that we could placate the people who don't want to feel too bad. Could have dipped in some positive ones, but yeah. All right, moving on. Yellow Sap said, I'm not leaving AI comments on a lot of these. I didn't crop them right. Damn. Yellow Sap, the trait misfire. Okay, thank you. I was looking for this message in the live chat so hard yesterday, and I did miss messages yesterday. The trait misfire is bugged on the conduit. That's why the form was immediately being removed. That's why Cosmic Wisdom was being put on cooldown, even when it had full affinity. Thank you. Brilliant. I think misfire is the way I'd want to play that. And it felt like a bug. I wasn't sure if it was a mechanic I was missing. Because on Antiquary, there was that whole conversation about improvisation that felt like a bug, but was a mechanic, I guess? So it kind of put me on the back foot there. Okay, thank you for that clarification. Cairo says, I hate this game. I don't play it. You just watch videos of creators to confirm my belief the game is garbage. The thing is, the game's great. There are lots of things that are still really good about it. It's just not uniformly good, right? As with any big product, right? You create a big product like this, it's never going to be uniformly good. And Arenanet, ultimately, are in a weird place, right? Where they've said to us, look, we don't have much money for this. We don't have that many devs on it. We're making something else. So we're trying this mini X-Pack thing. Here's us trying to squeeze Elite Specs into a mini X-Pack. You should go into that with curiosity. You should go into that with an honest reflection of how well they accomplished that, all right? You shouldn't go into that just blinded by the desire to love, all right? All right, Blunder Bustable says, you're completely right about Conduit. It's honestly a bit funny how they said they designed the utilities to be really good baseline and go over budget when resonated, because even with resonance, they feel like nothing burgers, and all the art for the spec is just kind of icky. The icons feel weird. All the VFX for Raz's skills are honestly just ugly. The shart brown color is really bad. I said a lot of these things yesterday. I didn't talk about shart brown. On the initial stream, I thought maybe they were going for sand, but in that case, we could have looked like Spellbreakers who actually look good. I don't even think sand is appropriate for Raza. I guess there's a thought there that because we get Raza in Nightfall, but you don't get Raza in Alona. You get Raza in the Realm of Torment, and it's not sandy in that last extra little map. Man, Nightfall was so good. You got a whole bonus map just for unlocking this one hero at the end. Blunder says, I also don't want to be a Debbie, but Rev is my main class. I was really excited to see Raza, and I was really cautiously optimistic during the stream, but after playing it a while in the beta while the beta's up, it's honestly just bad, and it's not even a number tweak issue. Jarlis could give the entire Zerg resistance at full uptime, and still no one would care. Like you said, I wish the other legend would tag in when doing their skill, or for every skill to resonate like the Elite. Dipping into Raza is fluid and changes his playstyle's angle. I really hope they do something about the visuals for the Conduit. The skills are really just tiny and unimpressive. The special Scythe Strike you get in COSWIS. The Elite, right? Oh no, Cosmic Wisdom, sorry. Coswiz. is like the tiniest little thing, the circles that circles you for less than half a second. Yeah, that last point, I think you've hit something there that I couldn't quite articulate on the previous part. You know what I loved about Rev when it came out? Fucking Jarlis, where you can upkeep to get some hammers, and there was like a trait to get another hammer, and I liked the idea of getting a rune for another hammer or something. I approached that like I like ARPG buildcraft, right? You know, if you watch me play PoE 2, by the way, it's getting a sick update. If you're talking about me playing other games, if you watch me play Path of Exile 2 after Christmas this year, holy shit. You know, I like that ARPG thing where you keep getting more skeletons and you keep getting more minions and you grow, you know, and you can stack a thing in multiple different areas of the buildcraft. I've talked about this on Bootspad builds many times as well. I like stuff like that. The hammers are awesome. They're more boring now that they sort of removed all that away, but the hammers at least still feel good when they orbit around you. Do you guys remember when the hammers first came out, the orbit radius was like quite high, so it actually reduced the efficacy of the skill because they were more likely to miss. Do you know what I mean? That's another example of this thing that this balance team does. They're always reducing cooldowns. They're always making things uniformly good. They're always, you know, pushing homogeneity. You know, I like the idea of the hammers where they orbited further away, and there was a bit of skill to getting the hammers to tick. And sorry that doesn't feel good 100% of the time, but you know, you can buff up the power budget a bit for when they do work. Like, I liked stuff like that. Anyway, the hammers feel good. They at least look good. In the game today, they still look good. And there's an impact to them. I was talking about impact, right? The scythe, why, you know, talk about copying stuff that's already there. The scythe should just feel like the hammers. Why does it not? You know, I guess because it's on proc instead of, you know, it is technically a different mechanic. It's a thing that's spawning when it procs. But I don't know, man. I feel like you can equip Nevermore and see the ravens bite someone's face, or equip Kamaha Kataki and have the sharks bite someone underwater on the crits, and that feels more impactful than the scythe do from Raza. Dingo says the antiquary spec is a joke. The humanoids are not the only enemies we fight in the game, so what? We'll be stealing a guitar or other relics from a deer? Stupid as fuck. I mean, we talked about this on the original blog post. It doesn't really make sense, does it? Like, is the script digging it out of the ground? In which case, why is it something we target on an enemy? You know, if it was a ground-targeted steal where we're digging shit up, if it was called dig, like, don't call it script swipe, don't call it script snatch, call it script dig, all right? And we're digging stuff up, we're digging relics up from the earth. And then it kind of makes sense. I mean, even then, it still doesn't make sense. Why are we digging forged stuff up if we're walking around in the Shiver Peak Mountains? You know, I don't know. Oh, we have a good response here. Sorry. So Gemini KLY says some of the new ones do feel somewhat underwhelming. There you go. Less polemic of a response there. I like that. There you go. Less hysterical. Perhaps they didn't have the time to cook all 9 equally. I just hope they're working on them and perhaps overhauling Conduit. And look, that's another thing that maybe I haven't expressed well enough, all right, to lower the heart rate of the people who are upset. You know, it is a beta. There will be changes. I mean, I'm not that faithless. There are people out there who are that faithless, and it's unfair, right? The devs are looking. They are watching. They are listening to feedback, and they will make improvements. I don't know in terms of like art and animations how much we'll get. It feels like that shit, not so much. But I mean, so yeah, if it's just tuning, I don't think tuning saves some of these, to be fair. So maybe there is a bit of hysteria warranted. Anyway, I feel like you could mix in one spec, like, whoa, I don't understand this sentence. I feel like you could mix in one spec you like with one... Oh, sorry. I felt like you could mix in one spec you like with one you don't for each video, so there's more contrast. Yeah, in retrospect, that might... Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, some are definitely more refined than others. That's a really interesting idea for the videos. So Altarium says they could have used Raz's spiked crown to represent the affinity in the UI. Oh, you're a genius! Hire this man. Yes! That's good. Place the spikes on top of each health bar. Sorry, on top of the health bar. And have them light up as you build affinity. Those 3 little bars are hard to see. Well, hold on, but we have a trait that means when you get 5 affinity. So does it go from a 3-spiked crown to a 5-spiked crown? Is it identifiably his crown if it's the wrong type? Sorry, I shouldn't ignore that. Sorry, cut that. Cut that bit. Cut that. Let's redo this. Those 3 little bars are so hard to see. Yeah, I can see that. Great idea. I hadn't noticed that the bars were that small. Darks says, quotes me at an hour. Oh, this was a great comment. We were talking about the teleport elite. Not elite. The teleport utility skill, the backfire utility skill on Antiquary. And I talked about all the ways it could and should have been excited and wasn't. Chief among them that you can't use it on a target that's really far away, so you can't chain it, which is the one asset it has, really. And Dark said this. You're a thief. You can use Infiltrator's Signet. Infiltrator's Signet works out of range. It has more range. It's an instant cast. It breaks stun. It gives a useful passive when you're not using it. I see no world where you would ever use Inquest Portal Device over Signet. The backfire is way too punishing to even attempt multiple uses. I mean, you're damn right. I mean, I was thinking of it compared to Shadow Step, but Infiltrator's Signet is there too, and is more of a one-for-one comparison, and yeah. Crazy stuff. Absolutely. Kibake says, it's me again. If Arenanet should stop testing stuff on Thief. Are they testing it on that class because it's already a testing field with initiative? New wave of Spec does not use player targeting, which means it was not a good idea for Spectre. And Thief is what was testing that out. By the way, some other things use player targeting, like Ellie Staff got player targeting on the water auto. Druid, I think, got it. They did put it elsewhere. I mean, it was never a huge aspect of design, but yeah. Now, some double-edged stuff and randomness. Guild Wars 2 Endgame is all about predictability. Well said, by the way. What I was just talking about, the hammers, what I talked about with Unscathed Contender, the Aegis trait on Guardian, that's what it's all about. This balanced team is all about predictability. You phrased it better than I did. That is the MO of Guild Wars 2 class design. Predictability. Definitely. To the game's detriment, in my opinion, when we talk about, like, RNG and all that shit. It's about predictability, if we can do rotation, which is... and that's why it's another terrible match for this game, by the way, because it's not a game that's built from the ground up. Sorry, the classes are not built from the ground up, designed around the rotation. They let the community figure it out and then tweak. As opposed to other MMOs that do build it from the ground up from the rotation. You can feel they feel a lot more coherent in that game. I have friends that talk about Guild Wars 2 completely misunderstanding that. They talk about, like, where rotations are, and they talk about them, like, in, like, a dogmatic, like, matter-of-fact, concrete way. Like, that is what this class is, and that's not it. They get the cart before the horse, right? Other MMOs do that, and they're better for that. Anyway, there should be no space for thinking. It's the design till now. Why change it again on Thief? This class will be played by bots, or those mechanics that requires thinking will be skipped or not taken into account. Yeah, it's a dodgy idea. That's all I can say. I don't want to sit here and say it will never be in a raid, it will never be useful in a fractal, blah, 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 because I don't think that that's true. I think they can buff the potency of this so high that people will do it or whatever. I will stick with my same line. This will not pass muster over the years. They will refine this and tweak this so that any perceived gambling in the spec, any perceived RNG is not real RNG. We can already see in the base design of the backfires that's what they're going for. And they will temper it, and they will mute it, and they will smooth the rough edges out until this doesn't really feel like what it's ostensibly going for. And it will just be grey soup of a spec. That's what I think will happen. If not this year, next year, the year after. And by the way, to your original sentiment, Arenanet should stop testing stuff on Thief. Are they testing it because it's already a testing field of initiative? I think you're halfway right. I think it is initiative. But it's not because it's already a testing field. It's because they haven't found a way to fuck with initiative, right? So like an elite spec that makes initiative degen instead of regen, or you draw initiative differently, or whatever, right? Or takes initiative away and gives you weapon cooldowns. Big ideas, big things that really mess with initiative. That's worthy of an elite spec. And I have to believe that they're, you know, well paid, university-educated, well-intentioned team over a decade have tried this stuff. I have to believe they've tried it, and they've just not figured out a way to do it. So initiative is like a sacred cow, because it's too damaging to mess with it. So now they're left with, well, what do we do with the elite specs? And so they do other experimental stuff. I think it is about initiative, and I think that that's the reason why the conduit is what it is as well, because energy and legend swapping is a sacred cow, right? And to mess with those, because when you talk about an elite spec that messes with those, that's really exciting and can do very good things. But when you talk about that, we're actually talking about multi-line overhaul, because you look at something like Invocation, right? And it's like, okay, we have to do a lot here now, because a lot of these traits are about legend swapping and so on, you know. Anyway, so I think it is kind of that, but I don't think it's just this raw idea that they're like, oh, we like to test stuff on Thief. No. Also, we're kind of hitting them from two angles here, which is a bit unfair. We're accusing them for being experimental, and then also not for being experimental enough, you know. I don't begrudge Spectre for what it is and the direct player targeting stuff. I mean, look, just as a slight tangent on the direct player targeting thing, some experiments that this team has gone with, that the modern devs do, not even the modern devs, it's just a slap in the face to Guild Wars 2. Right. I've been here through Guild Wars 1, I've been here through the press of Guild Wars 2, right? And I read a lot of shit. I saw them at convention demos, I saw them on third-party website interviews, I saw them give their own first-party interviews, I saw them do their own blog posts, I saw their comments on forums, I saw that all producing and promoting Guild Wars 2. And there were a lot of things they talked about promoting Guild Wars 2 that were good ideas. They had solved certain issues with the game, with MMOs, and they said, here's our MMO. We're not doing these things in this MMO because we figured this shit out. They were intelligent. Like, they were sharks. They were going... And they knew what they wanted to do, right? So, like, they talked about Guild Wars 1 balance design becoming really hard because they let players tamper with everything. They let them tamper with energy. They let them tamper with recharges. They let them tamper with cast times. So it became, like, unbalanceable. There was nothing rock solid. So they said, we're not going to mess with cooldowns. You're not going to be able to change your cooldowns in Guild Wars 2. We're not going to do that because it helps us keep a rein on things. It gives us a good sense of, like, you know, they didn't talk about rotations. They weren't rotationally minded. But it lets them understand these things, right? Then a few years later, they came out and betrayed that with alacrity. It's like they just threw that shit in the bin. They just said... So, from my perspective, right, like, I bought into Guild Wars 2 based on well-reasoned principles. And then to see Arenanet, like, just go back on them really sucks. Okay, so what's another example? So here we're talking about direct player targeting. There's no direct player targeting in Guild Wars 2, not because they didn't have the money for it, not because they didn't have time for it, but because they realized it wasn't that engaging in Guild Wars 1. It wasn't really working out that well. They prototyped it in Guild Wars 2. They realized it wasn't a thing. So they said, no, we're not doing that in this game. Then a few years later with EOD, all of a sudden that's on the table now. All of a sudden we're going to experiment. It's just basically saying, look at the work we did. Look at the R&D we did. Look at the time we spent. Let's just turn our back on that. Let's not do that anymore. The worst one, flat out the worst one of all, is 10-man raiding, all right? They were so emphatic about how 12-man alliance battles was a dumb idea. You didn't need that many players. Smaller scale content was better. The cost it had for LFG and waiting around to have fun to get parties, none of this was acceptable. We're making our game around 5-man content. All of a sudden, Heart of Thorns comes out, and in a desperate bid to fucking pander to World of Warcraft players, they go to 10-man raiding. Oh, so all of a sudden it's 10-man now. And when Icebrood Saga comes out, strike missions are 10-man. Like, they just... And it's not that Guild Wars didn't have space for epic, large-scale content. They have aspects of the open world and world versus world for that. We didn't need that. So all these times where Arenanet just turned their back on these principles that they've learned about is always a bit of a head-scratcher for me. And that's where the Spectre thing really hits me. It's not about efficacy. It's about, like, there's no long-term thinking, either forwards or backwards, it would seem. It seems like there's no voice in the room in their meetings that says, okay, you know what, maybe this isn't a good idea. So I don't know. Anyway, that's a real tangent. That's being a Debbie about water that is fully under the bridge. But, you know, I'm not much... I've done all the content. I've done Embodiment of Sin. I've done the LMs. I'm going to be in a group doing this new stuff as well. But But going to 10-man has pushed me away from these modes. I'm not a very sociable person. And, you know, I'm stuck exactly in the trap that they promised me I wouldn't be stuck in as they were releasing Guild Wars 2. And, you know... And I guess Spectre kind of is in its own way in that gap as well. Kibake says, why are not all skills resonances that enhance? If I want to play a healer, will I be satisfied with just one that will be good? If it will be good? No, I need all of them to be supportive. Make them all give different boons. Heal, stun, break allies, give barrier, do something Arena. I think that's in the world of possibility. They might do that. Jeff says, considering the things you're downer about, I can't wait for you to get to Paragon. Uh-oh. All right, we're nearly done with the Q&A here, guys. Get your votes in on the poll. We're nearly done. Uh-oh. Not looking good for Paragon? Zhuang says, while general PvE... Okay, so this guy has a good point, I think. While general PvE is way easier than PvP and World vs. World, I do believe that claiming Condi Cleanse and Stun Breaks are not for PvE mind players is really fair. General PvE, excluding raids and fractals, has a reputation of being really easy, but it has become less true in recent years with the enemies and new maps. For example, I get regularly bombed with Condi whenever I fight elites in Barvanisos, and I'm sure people will have the same experience if they've done a round or two of that meta. Playing solo in PvE is harder than doing group events with a Zerg, so if group event like Convergence is the majority of content you do, then I'll say you're doing the less engaging part of PvE. Most of the playtime is spent in Janthir, Secrets of the Obscure Cantha. Doing events, solo and group events with the odd chance. Believe me when I say I need a stun break and a Condi cleanse on my skill bar so that I can react to whatever situation. Okay, you have a good point. Let me be clear. First of all, I never said you don't need stun breaks. I love stun breaks. I've been putting stun breaks on all the builds I've been made in. I had fucking 3 on the Luminary. Stun breaks in regular open world PvE are great. They had a lot of fun, a lot of QOL. I've never complained about stun breaks. I think they're good, and I like to see stun breaks on the new elite specs. So you're suggesting there that I've said something that I haven't, but whatever. Condi Cleanse, I also agree. Condis do come in on open world. And in fact, on one of the recent episodes, I was making one of these builds, one of these elite specs, and I pointed out that on my catalyst, I had to run Condi Cleanse to solo an event doing a rift in New Kaineng. I did mention Condi Cleanse are good. Right? And you're absolutely right. The newer content does put more Condi out. It does. And it is a thing. So I want to be very clear on my opinion on this. I think you're totally right about this. I like stun breaks, and I think a little bit of Condi cleanse is okay. All right? I think having a bit of cleanse is a good idea. It's not something I would have by default. If I notice I'm in a fight that's difficult, where there is a lot of Condi coming in, I'll break combat and slot it on. Right? So it's not a default, but it's nice to have it there. What my commentary was on with... What were we... I think it was Antiquary. Antiquary had, like, lots of... Oh, this has Condi Cleanse. And then there was another trait. This has Condi Cleanse. And then there's another trait. This has Condi Cleanse. And what I don't like about that is I'm not going to take all of them, right? Like, I'll probably take one. I don't mind seeing a Condi Cleanse, you know, on a utility skill, on one of the traits or something. But I feel like if there's too much, I feel like there was a little bit... For the other modes, it's a really good amount, but for open world PvE, you only need a little bit. And let's be clear, again here, we're talking about the elite spec. You do get 2 other lines and the entire base kit, right? Some weapons have Condi Cleanse on them. Some utilities from the baseline have weapons have Condi Cleanse. You can get it from other places. Like that Catalyst example I just gave you, I put Smothering Auras on for my cleanse, which technically is a fire trait, which interacts with the auras Catalyst gives me, so it's kind of a part and part. But so yeah, look, just to be clear, stun breaks are good. I like it, and a bit of cleanse too, definitely. And I want to see the real story here is I want to see Arenanet keep pushing that in PvE, and it's a victory for the game that they've pushed that. So yeah. Next, by the way, this is the penultimate comment here. Did we get any AI responses? No. Holy Meh says, "What? Okay, this is just amazing. Wow. Why are you... I'm going to try this in a second. Why are you even unequipping items? Just click the slot and then click the legendary in. Also, there's no need to right-click for any context menu. Just double-click the gear. And try to get used to using enter when you want to accept something, including adding effusions. I will try all 3 of those. Yeah, that's definitely all smoother, better muscle memory, all of that. Enter's a bit shit. I don't like that. I do enter. I do in Guild Wars, usually when vending. But, like, it's moving your hand to the right-hand side of the keyboard. If that was on the left, I'd love that, but you can't rebind it. You know, if I could make it F. If F could be my interact button, right? And then I could just tap F for confirm. That would be so good if you could rebind that. So, Shopping Stew says, wow, I didn't know you could use enter to accept. And Broomer Mike says, good tips. Yeah, definitely. Good. Okay, so we'll master the UI. Okay, last comment here, guys. Get your votes in. It's from Eskers. The design of Conduit... the design conceit of Conduit feels underbaked. There just isn't enough going on to make it feel interesting. It just feels like a rev with a little bit tacked on. And there isn't a ton of cool stuff happening for a class that wants to be enhancing your other abilities or roles. I mean, there you go. There's a nice 2-sentence way of describing it. So there you go. There's some takes from you guys, all right? And, you know, if this shows anything, hopefully, it's not... And I'm not cherry-picking those, right? There's not a single comment of someone filleting the Conduit, right? No one is saying, oh, my God, it's the best thing in the world or whatever. Like, I'm not cherry-picking. I'm not the only Debbie, okay? They're just not the greatest specs, and we covered them in a row. And hopefully we've discussed constructively. Remember, constructive is not a synonym for positive, okay? Constructive means did you provide a path to success, right? Did you provide an alternate? I think we have given a lot of suggestions and ideas. And we've identified our pain points, if you will. So there you have it, guys. There's a little Q&A from the last part. On the opening hour here. In which the YouTube commenters are prioritized and the poor people in Twitch chat. Not Twitch chat, Jesus Christ. YouTube chat. Are left in the dark. Hello, everyone. Hello, Palawa Joko. Hello, Cleavage Tenchi. Hello, Super Noodles. Hello, Cottage. Hello, Multiclasser. Hello, LLPTV. Hello, BR Spees. Hello, Timeline. Hello, Bruno. Hello, Kitabake. Hello, Yuhor. And we could keep scrolling. Hey, we got some members. Thank you, John. That's lovely. 10 memberships from John Sellers. That's lovely of you, man. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. That's excellent. Thank you. All right. Okay, so the vote says that people are most excited to see the Amalgam. They are second most excited to see the Troubadour. They are third most excited to see, drum roll, the Paragon. So we're doing the Paragon. The first of the Guild Wars 1 Nostalgia Fest. Let's see what we've got here. Now, let's see. Just throwing the R on screen here so that we can have a look. Ready, guys? Launch. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, you don't get the cool thing. It's interesting. In the in-game character creator, you get the characters standing side by side. But you don't actually get that. Because, of course, they can't do it because you're determining your race first and all that. Okay, so, the Paragon looks like a Norn. A male Norn with the big wings. Okay, can I tell you the thing I'm most excited to see here? And it's really superficial. I'm most excited to see the wings. I want the wings to look big and beautiful. Here you go. We'll make him look a bit like the guy. Did he have a beard? He wasn't that broad. He was a lot smaller than that. Why isn't the body... Oh, that's tattoos. There we go. Something like that. And he's max height. Alright, here we go. I don't remember if he had a beard. Let's see. What's a cool... Oh my god, guys. My coffee is cold now. But it tastes really good. This is not iced coffee. This is just regular coffee, but wow. Why does that taste so good? Okay. Fuck. What's his name? Jotaro? Spear Marshal. Jotaro. I think it's Jotaro. He's the guy beneath Cormier that when she goes MIA, he's like acting Spear Marshal for a while. And I always thought if I wrote a novelization of Nightfall, which is a nerdy little fucking dream I've had, or made a total conversion mod for Skyrim in which you play Nightfall and you get more details, I would make him a bigger part of the story. Holy fuck, Lotus with the 100 SEK. Haha, when you answered about Condi Cleanse, you sounded like Olivia Colman in the Mitchell & Webb of Avocado Bathroom sketch. In fact, I like it. I remember you've watched Mitchell & Webb. I have. And I know who Olivia Colman is, and I know who David Mitchell and Robert Webb are, and I've enjoyed Peep Show, and I enjoyed their sketch show on TV. I even watched a little bit of their original one that was like a tweak from their radio show. And I know a bunch of sketches from it. David talking about becoming a farmer, you can get money, it comes out of the fucking ground. Or where they put on a theatre play and get sponsored by Lion Bars. Or want to be sponsored by Lion Bars. It's like a serious show about the Holocaust or something. But they get like a Lion Bar sponsorship. I don't remember that one. I don't know. I remember the one where she's talking about like how the other guy has a massive dick or something as well. That's a funny one. I'm a bit hazy on that. I don't know the avocado one. I really don't. I'm so sorry. Avocado bathroom. Oh, wait. Is it a young couple looking to buy a new house? And the realtor, and they don't like that it's like a shade of green, right? That's the thing? It's avocado coloured in the bathroom. I can't remember how the skit goes. Either the realtor hates it or they hate it or something. Like they could just paint it, obviously. I vaguely remember. I don't know. That's such a weird... I love that. I have moments like that all the time when I'm watching like... You know, you'll watch a YouTube video and someone will remind you of something hyper-specific that was not on their mind. Like, I'm proud. I'm happy to be compared to the great Olivia Colman. Her best acting ever is in Peep Show when Mark finds her, like, having a bad trip, vomiting, laying on the floor in her own piss in a club bathroom. And she's like, I hate you, Mark. You suck all the life out of me! Or something like that. That's like the best episode of the whole show. Sorry, everybody. Nobody knows what we're talking about. Sorry, guys. Lion Bars. Okay, yeah, it is the bathroom one. Alright, Guild Wars 2 is a masterpiece, this track. Indeed. Let's check out this masterpiece at Fort Trinity. No, Fort Trinity isn't appropriate. Look, we live in the modern area. We can actually go to these places now. Let's go to Kamadan, the Jewel of Istan. Sorry, Palawadan, the Jewel of Istan. Let's stand somewhere where it's not all like ruined and in flames, and let's pretend that it's back in the day, and we've just got out of character creation, and we're going to look at our new skills. WP should watch the raft segment from Creep Show 2. I don't know what that is. I'll put that on the list. So what I do before bed, I've got into this habit of like watching just a little bit of Netflix, right? So I'll watch a bit of a movie. I have a friend that says that that's unhinged. But like over the past 3 days, I slowly rewatched Don't Look Up. I forgot how great the ending sequence of that, of the destruction of the planet is in that. It's so good. Anyway, last night I started this show that I think I'm going to quite like. Have you guys ever heard of a TV show called Beef? It was recommended to me. It was like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I thought I'd give it a shot. It's kind of like that. You know what I was just talking about with the AI responses? Just be positive and non-committal. There's a character in that show that is like slowly cracking. She's like losing her mind because she's stuck in like this corporate hellscape where she just is being told to smile all the time. Just smile. Like her boss literally says, don't fuck this up. You know I could just outsource your work for cheaper in China. And she just kind of has to smile and say, oh, yeah, but let's keep the jobs in America. Right, like she's losing her mind over this need to be positive. That's kind of how I feel with some of that. Yeah, I watched the whole episode last night, and it had a great ending. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but it had a great ending. It stars... I can't remember his name. He played Glenn in The Walking Dead, and he's really good in it. He's unhinged in his own way. As far as I can make out, it's a story about two characters who are basically the same person, but they just happen to get on the wrong side of each other, and I guess they're gonna have a beef. I don't know. They're gonna feud. It was very good. The ending especially was very good. All right, okay. Let's talk about the Paragon. The dark comedy's good. The critique is good. You started doing that too? Just a third of a movie? Yeah, it's just sort of like an unwind. Think about something that's not real life stress, right? And then hopefully you can think about that as you nod off instead of whatever stresses you out, you know? Something like that. It's an anxiety regulation technique. Okay, so let's put our legendary gear on. And as we were just said, why unequip anything at all, WP? Just click straight on. Look at this. L2P, WP. Okay, we're going to put the staff on. So the Bifrost, because I never made Nevermore. And then on the other set, we're going to have a Warhorn. And we're going to have... what do we want for a main hand on the other set? I'm a big fan of Dagger, a little bit of CC. Man, for a little while, very little while, I played Shout Support Warrior in PvP, and it was so fun. I'm pretty sure I used to use Mace on that. Or maybe Sword. The mobility was really good. But it didn't really have any stalling mechanisms. I guess I'll just go Dagger for now. Oh, but we need a shield. Oh, fuck. Okay, issue number 1 immediately. If I want to go big on the support idea, I don't get to have a shield. Alright, we're killing Warhorn. We're killing Warhorn. Why do I favor Staff over Warhorn? Because it's new. I mean, I did actually play, a part of my Secrets of the Obscure LP was on Staff, wasn't it? I don't think I've really touched it since then, I've got to be honest. Alright, well, there we go. Okay, so, and let's reskin this stuff here real quick. To Pearl. Well, no, was there a Sunspear set? Yeah, look at this. The Sunspear Standard, the Sunspear Carver, and the Sunspear Wall Shield, with the Sunspear Order backpiece, and the Sunspear outfit. I'm not going to put a fucking longbow on, like what we saw before. And then here we go. Oh, wait, sorry. That was premature with the backpiece. Premature skinning. Whoopsie. There we go. I do somewhat wonder if they ever released a skin set just called like the Paragon set. Oh, there's a... Oh, no, that's shit. Okay. So there you have it. Oh, wait, not quite. God, I love the POF music. I get nostalgic in places like this, you know. Oh, none of that matters. They don't matter. Okay, there you go. The backpack does not feel very Sunspear-y, I have to be honest. Does anyone have a better backpack maybe for us? Right. Oh, no, spear. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I focus on the shield, but not the spear. Obviously spear. Obviously. Yeah, ignore me, guys. We're not going to be playing this very supporty, I guess. Because how would I test that anyway? How are we going to use that in the arena anyway? Oh, there is no Sunspear spear. So maybe we just pick a sort of fancy-looking new one that's not Clob Yarn, but not too fancy. Well, there are all the Clob Yarns. Blood Moon. Void Corrupted. I just want it to look big and gold. That's it. Oh, I'll tell you what. Voltaic? Oh, but the Voltaic doesn't look good in this game. I thought it was. There is a Voltaic spear in this, but it's like, it's not called a Voltaic spear, and it's like broken. Ah, do you know what? The beaded lance. Lanceer, is that a word? Or is that a type? Have they got a typo on that skin now? You know, I've been accused of being tacky or not having good taste many times over the years for my love of big weapons. Big, ridiculous, unwieldy weapons. But they are awesome, alright? They're great. Dude, I'm playing Lance in Monster Hunter at the moment. That one's fucking crazy. By the way, this is basically all the spear skins in the game. Alright, let's just do this. Because as much as I talk about foci, the underwater ones are, like, actually doable categories. Okay, there's your spear. Holy shit. Oh, this is... okay, I actually need to play... hold on, we need to play the game and just... this is actually really cringy, and I'm really sorry about this, but I'm letting you down a bit here. I have not played enough Warrior Spear to have muscle memory on it. This is one of my weaker points. But I refuse to play the Paragon without it. So I have to learn... this is not just testing this year's shit, this is testing last year's shit. Oh my god. Oh, I like it already, but okay. And this is going to be a problem. I'm going to have a really good experience here. Because Spear is mixed up in it for me. Holy shit. Okay, wait. Let's just, let's read here. So this does not have a flip over. Throw a spear, it shatters on contact, and it's a PB AoE. It produces 4 shards. Okay. We don't need to give all of our opinions about this. Maiming spear. Throw the spear at the target location. Damage. Do cripple in the area with an aftershock. It does more damage to anyone close to the epicenter. So it's got a delay on it, so there's a bit of skill to actually landing it. It's not an ammo skill. Okay, the 1 and 2, very basic, very easy. Why didn't we play this in Janthir Wilds? Dude, I would have had a real ball. I did not touch Warrior through JW, really. Is this Mighty Throw? Oh, it's Disrupting Throw. Throw a spear that pierces in a line. It immobes, and the first guy gets dazed. I heard that they buffed the shit out. You know, we played Ranger Spear, and it wasn't really that good. I heard they buffed the crap out of... and I know we're doing low damage because we didn't assign any stats to any of our gear, but that's good because it, you know... I don't want these things to die in a second. Okay, the 1, 2, and 3, very easy to get my head around. Nice and simple. Okay, so the 4. Mark a single target. After a short delay, bombard the area with spears that deal more damage to the marked target and continue to track to their location. So he's marked. Oh, okay, cool. I like that as well. Okay, let's keep rolling them all together. So just got to remember, 3 is the CC, 2 is a ground target, 4 is going to do a volley. Okay, and finally the 5. Spear 5. Jump and evade attacks. Then swipe forwards, sending a wave of air in front of you. This is called Spear Swipe. That pushes you backwards, knocks enemies away, and reflects projectiles. Oh my god. So it's a reflect and a knockback in one. That's quite novel. I don't think I remember that from anything else in the whole game. The first enemy struck gets launched instead of knocked back. Evading an attack reduces the cooldown. Alright, so I'm just going to get a sense of the animation. Oh. Okay, I really thought I did like a giant backflip last time. That was quite small. Okay, this is nice and simple. Then we have the burst. Harrier's toss. Jump up and throw a spear at your target location. Well, hold on. Let me just... So, the 4... Interrupt him. Jump back. Oh, it's him that did the backflip. I see, because of the launch. Shit, missed that. Okay, spear. I'm alright with this. Now, we only get T1 bursts, right? Fuck me, I'm missing everything. Oh, no. There's actually a... Did that do a PB AoE around me? Jump up and throw a spear, dealing damage in an area. Damage dealt is increased with adrenaline level, and the opponent closest to the epicenter of the thing. It's funny, because it looks like... Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't look like I do anything. Okay. So that's spear. It is not a part of the Paragon. But anyone who plays Paragon without spear is dead inside. That's all I'm going to say. You have become a slave to efficacy and meta. You have lost the wonder. of playing into the theme, all right? And this is the theme. This is a good theme for once. This ain't Debbie speaking to you right now. This is WoodenPotatoes, the guy you saw Let's Play Nightfall. And look at the fun he's having. Using Guild Wars 2 spear skills. Okay. Right. What the fuck? What do I learn first? I guess the F abilities? Let's see here. So, they are saying to me, Rally the Valiant. Gain access to chance and command skills. I'm surprised that's not called leadership. Shouldn't it be called leadership? That would have been sick if that was called leadership. On Ritualist, didn't they call one of these, spawning power? Gain access to chant and command skills. Gain motivation by using a chant or by using a burst skill while a refrain is active. Alright, my head already hurts. So these are called refrains and no, they're called what? No, they're called chants. Okay, they're both bursts and they're chants. 2 skill tags, which is something that Arenanet don't often lean into, but I think it's very cool and you see in other games. Okay. Applies boons to allies in an area around you. And after the activation, we get the refrain, which was like a whole different skill type in GW1. So we apply Might with this. And then we spam Fury. This effect lasts until you run out of motivation stacks, or until another chant gets activated. So I juggle the refrains. So just to, I'm looking at chat here. The idea is to get all three refrains up at once. Am I right? So I'm gonna build 2 bars of adrenaline. I'm gonna use F2. And I'm spamming Might and Fury. Where is my refrain? Chant of Action? Yeah? And it... Do I still have it? No, I don't... When did it run out? It's there. It doesn't list its duration. We do still have the Chant of Action on. No, now it's gone. Shit, why is this tooltip not, like, cooling down? Like, how do I, as a player, know when that's nearly turning off? And now it's gone. The tooltip also is not telling me how long it lasts. After activation, continually apply boons to allies while removing motivation. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm watching the motivation go down. That's how I know when it goes down. I understand. I'm learning. So our new UI element, the motivation. Oh, okay. So that's actually very readable. That's very good. I like that. So I have 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Why does it sometimes... Oh, okay. It lights up every time it ticks down another second. 2, 1. Okay, good. And then after that last tick, it's gone. Right. You even get the 0 second, it looks like. Okay, I like that immediately. Now we get motivation by using chants. Or by using a burst skill while refrain is active. Okay, so hold on. I can build a bit of adrenaline. Right. I can cast my first chant, right? So now I want more motivation. I can use my burst skill. I can use Harrier's Toss to get more motivation. Yeah, it went back up to 7. And over there, I'm on 5. We get the adrenaline we want. We cast it again. And we're up to 8. I wonder if I need to land the burst skill or not. Probably. That's the more realistic way of doing it. Okay, so I can just pick a chant and then just start spamming bursts to keep it going. But ideally what I want to do is ramp all 3 on, right? We'll see that in a second. Okay, so I'm now going to cast. So we have 10 motivation there. I see, and the more motivation I have, the stronger the chant is. I'm liking this. Which is why the UI is flashier and it's got a cooler color and stuff. So once I'm at 10 motivation, it's doing Fury, Might. Oh, is that on initial application? Wouldn't it be interesting if it hit more targets the higher motivation you have? They're never going to fuck with that stuff again, though, I guess. They don't like killing world versus world performance. Okay. So let's try our second chant, shall we? Combined with the fact I'm really quite liking this spear, I could see this being our class in VOE right now. But maybe it's just my opinion was so low of the other ones. Anything is better. Do you know what I mean? Oh no, it overwrites. Does it overwrite? Oh no. Okay, you can't juggle all 3. You just have 1. So I currently have the chant of action. Ah. So now it's the, I thought I could build them, and it would cost double. You know, like I thought it was going to be. It costs 1 motivation per tick if you just have the chant of action. But if I put the chant of recuperation up too, it's costing me 2 motivation per tick, right? So it's harder to maintain, but you can do it. I thought it would accelerate the motivation cost. In exchange for now also pulsing resistance. So wait, I just pick one of the 3. So, but this one's barrier. Grant barrier to allies in an area around you. Now, for the kind of solo, story, open world play kind of perspective that we're going for, don't think so much about the allies bit. Just think about the value of spamming barrier on yourself, you know. Look at a spec like Scrapper, which can do that very well and gets a lot out of it. Let's see what people in chat are saying. You've seen some clips of Paragon boon output looking like Chronos. In what way? I like that these are boons that we're ticking as well. Herald style, I think that's really good. What's the radius, by the way? 360? Let me have a quick look-see real quick. Sorry, everybody. I fucking love Herald. I play Quickness Herald all the time. And one of the reasons is because the radius is disgusting on this stuff. So this is 600 radius. 600 radius! 600 is so huge. Look at this guy over there. Look, I'm going to start giving him a quickness. From here! I'm giving him quickness. That's a huge... Like, all the way... Look at my cursor, right? We're drawing a circle all the fucking way. Like, it's massive. I don't... Oh, yeah, actually, I think it has a blue ring. If I turn on the ground telegraphs, I can just show you. There you go. Disable AoE rings. I think we should see my blue ring pulse every now and then. No? I swear that was a thing. I swear you used to see the blue ring pulse. Maybe I have the wrong setting? Is it because I also disabled the, like, profession visuals? I don't know. Anyway, okay, so 600. So what I would like on Paragon... Alright, maybe that's Herald's thing, right? Maybe Herald is allowed that over everyone else. I believe in niches. I believe in locks and keys. Arenanet doesn't seem to the extent I do. But, so, if they don't, I mean, fuck... Oh, God, okay, so it's only 360. I'm like a normal build. It's like, I have to live like a normal build. Hey, Larcel Rhymes says, thank you for doing these streams on the beta. Thank you. Guys, those of you donating, leaving the nice comments, I really appreciate that. Thank you. A lot is there earlier with the big donation too. Thank you, guys. Multiclasser says, you know how support chrono fills your bar with boons like that, but like I said, I haven't tested it myself. Okay. Right, okay, so we can pick Fury and Might, or I guess my question is, in what world do I dance around all of these? Right, like, do I default to having F2 up and then we take some damage, so I go to F3? God, I want to play Paragon in some strike missions or something. Or as they'll be called, raids in VOE. That's going to be such a good change. I'm so excited for that change. I'm really excited to see how they change all the vendors and weapons and stuff. God, you know what? It annoys me. I spend a lot of time on these streams talking about shit I'm excited about. I feel like people just ignore that. In a minute, I'll be upset about something on the Paragon, and I'll get a comment of someone saying, "Ah, you just hate Guild Wars." Right. Oh, sorry. Grants barrier to allies. The refrain is, after activation, continually pulse healing to allies. This event lasts until you run out of motivation stacks or another chant is activated. Do you know what I'm noticing here? I bet this last one is like stability or something. This is Guardian F1, right? Might and Fury, offense. This is Guardian F2. This is the virtue of courage. This is the virtue of resolve. This is healing, right? Obviously, I'm not saying it's identical, but I'm saying it's the same. The pattern is the same. And then finally, this will be some kind of like, there you go, stability. Stability, stun break on activation. Oh, okay, so this one is a stun break on activation. So that I can understand as being a bit reactive. So I think what we do is we default to F2. And now we're sitting here thinking, oh, he's just breathed that cone of cold on me. I don't feel very good about this. So I'm going to hit F3. For a heal and some barrier. The numbers are low because my gear's not on, right? And then in a minute, I'm thinking, oh, I want to stun break, get away from that swiftness or something, that chill or something. I don't know. So then we run away with F3. It's kind of like, it's very Guardian coded, right? And that's not a critique. I like that because that maps and makes it makes sense, you know. Oh, they all just instantly cooled down for some reason when I hit max adrenaline, maybe. So I guess the question is, are the on-activation abilities... Like, the on-activation of the Chant of Action, just a bit of might, feels really low impact, like it's not. Right, I think I've got to grips with it. I feel like I've got to grips with this a lot better than I got to grips with Antiquary. So here we can give ourselves resistance to get away from the immob. But it's on a big delay, so... we missed our burst. I can see... I quite like this, but I can see why the gameplay isn't going to feel too different, right? This isn't like transformatively... Like, you're not, I'm using that word too much. This is still basically build adrenaline, smash F skills, right? But, you know, it's warrior. I think that's fine. They already had a really clunky, complicated, interesting thing with the Blade Sworn just in the last batch. I don't think we're going to get Blade Sworn quality shake-ups every time. But for what it's doing, I'm into this. So my immediate thought is I want more adrenaline, and I want to see some fun things to change our bursts up. But before we do all of that, what should we look at? Traits or utility skills? I think we should look at utility skills first, because there will be traits that change them. Stephen, with €5. Thanks, man. Long time, but silent watcher. You really enjoyed my streams, even though you haven't touched Guild Wars 2 for a while. Got to ask, will Oblivion come back? Yes, it will. Listen, man, I every week... This is not a joke. Every week since Oblivion went away, and it's been like 3 months now, I have done something to like be like, okay, we're getting Oblivion back. Like literally yesterday, I was updating OBSE and mods and fixing things up, and I was logged in and I was like trying to remember what our quests were and what we were doing. What I'm worried about is what always happens when we go on a break with an LP. You guys will know how this feels when you take a break from a big RPG, just in general. It's hard to like pick it back up and remember where you were. I don't want to do that in a bad way, where people are like, oh, what? He doesn't remember how to play now. This sucks, right? I don't want that. So I'm just trying to refamiliarize myself with it. I was gonna go basically what we've been stuck in since the final patch of this game. I've been like, oh, I'm gonna do some Oblivion. We're getting back to Oblivion, and then there'll be something Guild Wars related that's happened, and I've wanted to prioritize this instead, and I've played this instead, and I've done videos and streams and things of this instead, and so I've realized the sort of trap that I'm caught in. So basically what I said to myself when the Elite Spec stuff was coming out and they announced the beta, I said I'm going to cover the beta and then I'm going to go straight back to Oblivion. So that's what it is. So we're covering the beta right now, and when I'm not covering the beta, I'm doing Oblivion stuff. There have been other things happening, but yes, I will be going back to Oblivion. Don't worry. I appreciate it's slowed down way too much. I've not done as much this year as I want to, by like a long way. But yeah, you will see it. And thanks for the donation. Dislike one trait? Obviously you don't like the game, WP. I mean, no one said that. It's just, you know, I really hate the phrase toxic positivity. You won't really hear me talking about that a lot. But I do think that's something to be wary of, you know? Like we shouldn't live in this default mindset where we have to love everything, otherwise... You know, and it is that arrogance thing, you know? You can't listen to someone talk for an hour about a game that they've sunk 22,000 into on this one account. 22,000 hours of my life, and you hear I don't like the Antiquary and tell me to stop playing. Like, come on, be real. Okay, anyway, sorry, right. Okay, so the heal skill, we shall return. I was really happy with this. Love this skill in the first game. Cool idea for the heal. They could have called it It's Just a Flesh Wound as well. Or actually, I think the Elite is what I thought they should have called that. Heal yourself and allies in an area around you. Heals again. So, okay, so the F skills are called command. It's called chants with refrains. These are called commands. That's the only tricky thing I'm going to have with Paragon. It's just remembering the tags, right? So again, chants, commands. Chants, commands. So commands are the utilities. Heal yourself and allies in an area. Oh, okay, so, oh god. So the chants continue with refrains. The commands continue with echoes. So what is an echo? Is an echo just an effect afterwards? So we heal, and then we heal again and remove condies on allies after a set interval, or if I use a burst. Oh, wait. No, the echo is... So an echo happens after a while, after 3 seconds, but if I do a burst, it does it straight away. So this is kind of wash away the pain, or wash the pain away. I always forget which way around the words are there. But with the slight wriggle that you want to use a burst afterwards. So I can sort of on demand. I can like double heal, right? So let's see. So we're in POF now. I'm probably going to have to assign some stats. So let's put on just some Berserker. I'm not doing Marauder on this. We're a warrior. We already have so much vitality. Okay. So these hyenas are going to hit me a bit. I'm going to heal. Okay, and then I'm going to burst. So we heal. And then we burst. Okay, yeah. And it cleansed the cripple as well. And now I'm going to F3 to barrier and stuff. Oh, does it keep... Do I keep the echo? Does the echo attach onto me? Oh, that would be sick, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be cool if the echo just stayed? So now whenever I burst, I keep getting that. Maybe that's unbalancedly strong, right? So like I've opted into this echo. That would feel more true to the Guild Wars 1 echoes, if that was the way it worked. So basically you're picking a refrain and an echo. Oh, that would be so good. That would be so good. Wait, is that what's happening? I did just heal a little bit with F1. Okay, don't break combat. No, I didn't heal with F1. Okay. So, right. So heal people. Find their weakness. Strike and apply vulnerability to any enemies around you. Oh, shit. By the way, I've not even been thinking about animation work right now. I've just been besotted with the... It's tricky because I have a spear on, and spear animations I'm enjoying. So let's... Well, some of them. So So let's heal. Let's see what this looks like. Ah, it's rubbish. Let's use F2. It's rubbish. Wait, do they look better if I have more adrenaline, though? So let's see. Let's use this nice choir here to get a ton of adrenaline. If these do look flashier with more adrenaline, I feel like the tooltips should glow or, like, change. No. I gotta say, I don't like the alchemy wheels on the floor. That's not Paragon to me. This golden etching on the floor, you might say, oh, it looks fancy, so it's cool. It's not what it was not a part of the Paragon aesthetic. And what's more, where's Odrin? Where's Lord Odrin? Oh god, we have a bunch of weird characters. Here you go, here's Odrin. What's more, right? It's from last year. Sorry, fast load. Oh, good. I was on the wrong weapon anyway. Look at this. You see? All this spear shit going on here. The Mesmer spear feels similar in some ways. It's just they've just recolored last year's spear stuff. I've already enjoyed that Arenanet. Sorry, but I don't really like that part of Paragon. It should be all about the wings. Red Bull gives you wings. I should be able to fly, right? It's like Ion. Stay tuned for my Ion series. Okay, I'm going to use F2. Oh, it's the same? No, surely not. Okay, we're going to heal, and then we're going to burst. Whoa. The aftercast on that heal felt huge. Now let's use F4. F4 has wings on its icon. Am I missing something? Where the fuck are the wings? I got a good sense of how I would heal here. Focus on F2, focus on the heal skill and bursting. And then when I'm not, go for the occasional F4. Look at that AoE stab. I'm a bit concerned about how slowly the stab and the resist and shit like that comes on. That delay, you could say, oh, that's skill cap, but that might just kill it. When other classes can do their support immediately, like when I can just tap a mantra on a Mesmer, for example, to give my subgroup stab, that's way more reliable than this, where look at that. It's a cast, then it applies, then the stab comes on. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Now, if that was pulsing stab, I'd say okay, but it isn't, right? It's just doing the 1 or 2 pulses, 3 pulses maybe? I don't know. Right, so anyway, find their weakness. Let's go back to this. So, wait, are the wings just on one utility then? I'm just having fun with spear right now. Find their weakness. Strike and apply vulnerability to enemies. Then a bit of might. See, this is one of those things, again, you know, fundamentally, vulnerability is not an interesting condi because there's too much vulnerability everywhere, because or alternatively, because it caps too low. Make your pick. Because it's not a niche. To be a vulnerability spec is not a niche. So, for a solo open world build, it is nice to stack a bunch of vulnerability quickly. So maybe we'll use this. The damage on it feels a bit low. And I am accounting for the fact I don't have all my gear. We're at an okay level with attributes right now to test this in the desert. Let's see. Never surrender. Break stun. Gain boons. The cooldown is increased if it's used to break a stun. Allies around me will gain the same boons after a set interval. After I use a burst skill. So it gives me resistance and resolution on 4 targets? I see. So it really is... The echoes are not for me. Wait, but these all say 5 targets. Why am I not allowed the echo on that one? Wow. Also, their phrasing is not good, alright? It should be other allies. The word other needs to be there. That means something specific, alright? Number of allied targets, 4. I guess that means because it's not me, I don't count as one on this. I guess. This is not tuned very well. 20-second cooldown base. And it goes all the way up to 30 if I actually use it to break a stun. And if we're just using it as resistance and resolution generation, which is fun, by the way, can I just say that's kind of, it's nice to be able to get those two. They're like the rarer boons, and any support build that's high uptime on those is cool. But the thing is, it's so neutered. For an ally, the ally isn't. So let's see, what can we do to? I'm a Norn, right? So let's summon a worm. Here we go. I can guarantee you guys, this is some high quality content you're getting here. No one else is using Paragon to support their worm. Ready? Go, worm, go! Alright, I'm going to give the worm some boot. Like, if I just tap this, he doesn't get anything until the echo runs out. So it's not like he's getting 12 seconds of resistance and 12 seconds of resolution. He's getting fuck all. Am I misunderstanding the echoes? Do the echoes, like, pulse multiple times? I don't think they do. I wish WP was streaming so he could react to chat in real time. WP, turn up dialogue. Oh, but then we get voices. Oh. Oh, okay. All right. You're telling me that there's cool sound because they're shouts. All right. Well, they're not shouts, but I assume they have thingies. All right. We'll put up dialogue. There you go. Well, so what am I missing? Magra says that this had a 15-second cooldown in the preview. Oh, so they've nerfed it. What am I missing? Would I still love them if my allies were worms? This is when the build is infringing on Boots' territory. Here we go. Let's support the worm with some might. God, I wish these skills had more application. So, and here I'm pulsing it, right? Because these are refrains. Yeah, let's see that 25 might worm build. The cooldown on this is just ridiculous. A minute. This is like a classic cooldown here. Can you pause the stream so I can watch a movie with my wife? Look, that is the beauty of YouTube streaming, all right? I'm here for the quality of the player. You can pause it anytime you like. It's very good VOD functionality. Okay, so like let's say we I'll tell you what. All right, I'll tell you what, guys, right? Instead of putting Marauder on this, let's run Diviners. So we've got some concentration going, right? And I'll put it on all my stuff. So we're a divine Paragon, much like Spear Marshal Cormier was in the later stages of the Nightfall storyline. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that lore connection. And then I'll run a Sigil of Concentration. Whoopsie. And I'll run a Sigil of Bounty. Who runs Bounty? There we go. So our boon Jura is... Oh, and then what we'll do is we'll open this. And who do we want to eat for boon duration out of these? We can run a Magnanimous Maintenance Oil. And we can run Plates of Eggs Benedict. Okay. So we have 92% boon duration. So we're now looking at 12... Okay, so actually this is good. Assuming we put all the concentration in there. But a lot of like these... well, yeah, we could do healing and concentration. 12 seconds of uptime. So you're only 6 seconds down.
Never surrender.
So let's look at the worm here. And these are strong boons. Oh, it didn't give it to him. I did my best. Oh, because I... Yeah, what? I didn't proc the echo somehow. I don't know why. The worm can't move, by the way. Other worms can, but he can't, so we have to run back to him. Here we go. Here you go, little wormy. Oh, he can move. He just needs a target to move. That's amazing.
Never surrender.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, actually. Think about it. You know.
Nothing to fear.
Wow, we gave him stab with the burst. Okay, never surrender. There's nothing to fear. We're hearing him shout now. I like that. That's extra quality. That's good. Should we see what the two... So... He didn't say we shall return.
We persevere.
But he did say we persevere. And what was the other one? Oh shit, we get Brace Yourselves? Brace Yourselves is sick. That God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals series I'm talking about would definitely have Brace Yourselves in it.
Brace yourselves.
So what is it? Oh, Brace Yourselves is quickness. No, why do I've got... Oh, it's probably one of my other traits. Why I didn't notice it until now, I don't know. That was a cleanse, wasn't it? The hill? Oh, but the cleanse is on a delay. All this stuff on delays feels... Okay, so brace yourselves. Apply barrier to yourself and allies. And when it echoes, apply it again. There you go. So just fat barrier. Big barrier. The values here are going to look lower because we don't have healing on there. But, you know, we could try this on Celestial because it would give us a bit of everything. But I don't think I want to do that. Okay, and then finally, oh, find your weakness. This is what we were trying here. Let's listen to this, I guess. Find something to hit. Do you know what? I'm done with these hyenas. I want to go to my favourite area of POF, which was right at the start. The excitement and giddiness I felt exploring this map for the first time. Holy shit. Riding the raptor, seeing NPCs could ride raptors, seeing the sand sharks around. This was so fresh. This was so good. It's easy to forget how awesome certain moments were. Like when I was watching Boots' video, his like omnibus, not an omnibus, is it? His montage of all of his adventures. There was a moment where he went to Bugs in the Branches, and I was like, shit, you know what? I kind of forgot about Bugs in the Branches. But I like Bugs in the Branches. This is a cool little moment in early Heart of Thorns. POF, if POF had like Heart of Thorns quality adventures and Heart of Thorns quality metas, it would be unbeatable. So I can't stun break during a launch. Right, so let's see. Find their weakness.
Find their weakness.
KLY says not enough wings. Yeah, sorry. That must be what people are annoyed I'm missing in chat. So... So... Where are the wings? At the risk of saying it again, even though people have been asked. Oh, there you go. Magres says there are wings, but it's on the elite with a 90-second cooldown. That's it. It's only on the elite. No, that's not right. Surely there's a trait that procs them. I choose to believe. Oh my god, what did I say at the start of this? What did I say at the start of this? Hey guys, it's WoodenPotatoes. I'm going to be playing the Paragon. The main thing I'm excited about is wings. That's what I started with this with. Find the weakness.
Find their weakness.
And then we burst, and we get the other proc. I'm more interested if echoes were permanent. I'm not gonna lie. Or not permanent, but like a minute duration or something. Right, so I use find their weakness, and I've opted into that element of my burst skill. And tune it down, right? Find the tuning. I don't care about the tuning. You know, if it can't be 5 vulnerability every time, give it, you know, 2 vulnerability. But, you know, basically having an echo that says, okay, my burst is now a vulnerability applier, or my burst now splashes a little bit of barrier around, shit like that. I like that. I believe in a balanced sweet spot for that. But getting just the one, I don't know. Right, okay. Is that all the utilities? So, it feels kind of Reaper-y in a way to me, a lot of these. Because they feel like Reaper shouts, you know? Like that's You Will Suffer, is it called? See, look at this. Look at the effect of the flowing sands on the dunes. The magic of finding a Choya for the first time.
Find their weakness.
If this had Heart of Thorns quality adventures, Heart of Thorns quality metas, Guild Wars 1 quality length campaign, because this disappeared. This campaign just ends in the Desolation, right? And Vabi. So good. Do you know what I believe in, guys? I don't believe in mini X-Packs anymore. I don't believe in real X-Packs anymore. I don't believe in Icebrood Saga just live service forever anymore. Do you know what I believe in? I believe in Director's Cut. All right? I want to see a re-release of POF where they just you know, fill out all the bits that were weaker. Path of Fire, the Director's Cut, $30. That's what they did this year. All right? And then Heart of Thorn's the Director's Cut, and it adds Nightfall in there, right? We've seen the theatrical... sorry, it adds the Nightmare Court in there. We've seen the theatrical cut, and now it's time for the Director's Cut. That's what I believe in. I'm being ironic somewhat. There you go. Another business model. Alright, he has a break bar, so I'm going to use my shield. Yeah, I'm a Paragon using a shield. Oh, shit.
The
Okay.
magic here is unstable. I'm returning to my bottle.
WoW players call that Classic Plus. Arenanet could call it POF Plus. Well, I mean, if they had a lot of money to have lots of development teams, you know, and they could do regular Living World, and they could make their new game, and they could do that, I'd be all for it, but it doesn't seem that they do. Okay, so then we're on to the lead. Here we go, the wings. Is everybody ready? Are you ready? Oh, no, I didn't do on your knees. Cripple and weakness. I'm sorry, it blows my mind that they didn't make that a knockdown. What? Also, wasn't that a warrior skill in the original, on your knees? Or am I thinking of like you shall not pass or something? Why is that not a knockdown? Arenanet. Okay, I'm going to give them... I'm going to say that that was a knockdown at some point, and then they decided it was too strong. So instead of upping the cooldown or whatever... Come on! A knockdown with an echo that knocks down again? Let me knock down with a burst skill? Come on! That would be so good! Put a huge ICD on it! If you think it's OP. Oh my god! Missed opportunity there. Look, weakness is alright. I'm going to need to see some big numbers on these if I'm going to pick these over other warrior skills, alright? Like physical skills and shit. It was warrior, but Guild was 2 warriors, Paragon's warrior. Yeah, I'm not criticizing that was a warrior skill. I think it's fine. You move like a dwarf would have been 2 on the nose. Well, you move like a dwarf is single target. This one's AoE. I really think this might be a microcosmic example, right? This is a little... This is like the canary in the coal mine. I'm stroking my screen right now. I'm moving my finger around the box of the tooltip because I don't have another mouse. And I can't freeze the tooltip and then... Which you should be able to do, Arenanet. Look into that. Look at how PoE2's been doing things. Paradox Games do things. You know, I should be able to freeze this tooltip, then mouse over Cripple to see what Cripple does, and so on. Anyway, I think this is the canary in the coal mine. This is a little tweet, that the canary's about to die. That is showing you probably what is happening internally over and over and over again. I bet that was a fucking knockdown. But at some point... As it moves through the bureaucracy of actually coming into the game, it got nerfed into this, and now it just doesn't... It doesn't inspire anything. It's lost what it was on the way to existing through the pregnancy of development. Now that it's been born, we're not seeing... It's not a baby, you know? It's something else. I don't know what's this metaphor. Yeah. I reckon that happens all the time. I reckon that happened a lot with Antiquary, you know, the weaker ones we looked at. So a bit disappointed in that, but it's not a big deal. It's just one utility. Okay, and now finally, we will never yield. I mean, seriously, it's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. That's so much better of a name. Command. Your health cannot be reduced below zero for a short period of time. What is that period of time, Arenanet? You're showing me the interval on the echo. Okay, it's 3 seconds. Your health cannot be reduced below 0 for a short period of time. After this effect ends, gain barrier proportionate to your missing health. a max of 4k, so we need healing power to improve the max. Duration decrease 30. Okay, Echo, your allies around you gain the effect of this skill at a reduced duration. Oh no, this isn't what I thought this was. Oh, this is not what I thought this was. Fuck. Oh shit, he just died. Okay, my understanding of this, you know, when I watch the stream and you read the blog posts and stuff, it all kind of goes together in a blur. I thought it was a mechanic where it was like you press the utility and now everyone can't die, and if you keep chanting or something, it will extend it somehow. If you can get a few chants and a few bursts, you can extend, you can bounce it for a considerable amount of time. Or I thought it was like you could press it and invuln your team for one mechanic, and then maybe 20 seconds, and then like hold it in the bank, right? And maybe 10 to 20 seconds later, you could chant or burst or something and do it again. So I thought the unique value of this, right? It's not just like a rebound. Rebound, you can press once to save yourself from a mechanic once and your subgroup once. But then you have to wait the 60-second cooldown or whatever, 45-second, I don't know, long time. I thought where Paragon had a value was that you could pulse it twice, right? So you could hit two mechanics back to back. And that's where it was innovative, and it pushed the boundaries of rebound, and we kind of went a bit further. And Troubadour as well, like we were kind of entering sort of a new sort of idea where players could have these tools. And the new content that was being made was going to account for the fact these tools exist, so therefore it's okay, right? And yes, it invalidates old content, but at the end of the day, huge amounts of it's already invalidated by power creep. It's not really an argument. That's what I thought it was. I thought it offered like a unique thing. But it's not that, is it? First of all, the initial tick is only for me. My health cannot be reduced. Not them. Mine. It's only the Echo that gets shared to everyone else. And the Echo only lasts an even less period of time. So this is like shitbound. This is like rebound with less duration and a wind up into it. Am I wrong? Please, chat. I'm looking at chat. Have I misunderstood this? Rebound, you press it. It's instantly there. There we have it, baby. And I know that technically it's different. Like, with this, for 2 seconds, we can wade around at 0 health, right? Technically, that's different. But when we're talking about a strike mission, raid mission mindset, right? In practice, that's not any different. At the end of the day, you're using this to tank through a one-shot. That's what you're doing. This might be slightly different. You know, if you've got a bunch of puddles at Ceres, someone might, you know, survive in the puddles at Ceres for... But it's only 2 second duration. I'm entirely right. Oh, I don't want to be right. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that there's a trait. There's a trait. There's a trait. There's a trait, obviously. Commands last longer and triple tick. And it's all going to be good. Sunshines and rainbows in the traits. Okay, let's look at the animation here. Ready for the wings, everybody. I'm gonna disable the back piece. Here we go.
We will never yield. Our might is your failure.
Okay, the voices are good. The voice lines are good. God, the barrier effect is ugly. Please tone that fucking barrier effect down. Actually, I think there's a Nexus add-on. Can you guys see my Nexus? Oh, you can't see my Nexus. Oh, maybe you can. Hold on. There you go. Okay, Nexus, right? So, heartily recommend. I'm pretty sure I saw... item detail pop-ups. There's some new add-ons here I haven't seen. peace and quiet. I actually had someone come into my comments and recommend that one to me. Blacklist ambient dialogues and voice lines you never want to hear again. Look, I think I saw a thing in here that was a little bit like, you know, like the Dynamite add-ons you can play with. I forget what they're called now. I spent so long last year messing with visuals and audio cues and shit like that. And looking back, it's like I was clearly off the deep end with that. We didn't need that to have a good Let's Play. But anyway, I'm sure I saw a thing that's like you can disable the barrier visuals or whatever. Okay, so here we go again. Ready? We will never yield.
We will never yield.
Okay, what do I think? Here's my response to this. Fuck the alchemy wheel thing. Kill that, Arenanet. Kill the big glowy golden orb. Kill that. That's not fun. I don't like that. What I do like is the wings, alright? The wings should not be the on activation. I should have wings while this active effect is on me. For as long as I'm under the impact of We Will Never Yield, let's have the wings on there. And indeed, when I share that to my subgroup, I want to give everyone wings. And rename it to Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings. No, seriously though, give everyone... That would be cool, right? I'm invulnerable for as long as I have wings. And what it does, right, is it's that we're flying over the lethal damage, right? I don't know about that. But, okay, also the wings need to be bigger. They need to be more persistent. There should be wings on all of these, to be honest. Is this petty of me to care so much about this? I think visually they've missed the mark on this. Shit, dude. How many have they actually hit the mark visually yet? I mean, I'm pretty sure the Cyclone Bow looks awesome and the traits look awesome. So Cyclone Bow will save the day. At the very least. Conduit animations were not their forte. What else have we got? Antiquary, the animations were not their forte. But they were okay. Antiquary had some, like the Elite and stuff. They had some. And then what was the other one? Luminary? Yeah, oh dear. Animation work. WoodenPotatoes. Flying over the river Styx. Well, it just like I like the idea that if you get hit by something while you have the wings, it does like a reactionary like animation where you like auto dodge kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't impact the game in any way. But I think that's just like the evasion mantle from Monster Hunter that's impacting me there. Wings pop out and wrap around each player. Look, I think these wings need to be bigger. And look, they're obscured by the mess of these other visuals. This golden thing does look cool. I actually do like the golden thing. I'll tell you what. If you put the wings on all of these, I'll accept the golden bubble for the Elite. But in terms of tuning, I'm so disappointed with this. Shall we actually proc it? Here we go. Let's proc it against... Oh, well, we got to wait for the cooldown. This is not what I thought it was. I thought it was like get a mini invuln, but if you use the chart of action just to the right... I thought this was like you hit this, and now, next time you chant of action, it's going to share a brief 0 damage to everyone. So get it right, chant of action right, and everyone takes a 0. Okay, and then if you chant of recuperation right, everyone takes a 0. And then maybe even the freedom. And now it's gone, right? And now you're on like 120-second cooldown or something. But this, on a huge delay, every 75 for just 2? It doesn't even heal you at the end. It gives you barrier at the end. So here we go. I'm going to get vored by the Hydra. I guess... Oh, I'm literally dodging while trying to evade. Okay, he's charging us. Okay. Go!
We will never
Oh, he fell over! I think we did it. So, I have barrier. Okay, now we heal. Oh. We heal with the heal. We heal with the echo, if I can actually fucking do something. good example here of why stab is good, and I do advocate for stab. There is a trait refreshing our chance. What was what? On your knees?
On your knees.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, let's see what we got. By default, just so that we know, they've put us some tactics. We're getting heal and protection from Soldier's Focus. And Soldier's Focus is like, it's every time we burst, isn't it? Shit, where is that listed? Oh, here you go. Yeah, it's called Marching Orders. Periodically gain Soldier's Focus. Hitting with a burst skill expends it to give you might and also healing. And also prot, and also stab from our trait here, Martial Cadence. I like the way that they've set this up by default. We're not doing shout heals, we're doing burst stuff. We've got empower allies, so we're spamming more might around. So it's not just been the chant of action. I haven't seen the might go that high, but okay. Alright, so yeah, we're tactics, but non-shout tactics. That's fine. And these are all quite, you know, I can't say new anymore. They're like four years old or so, aren't they? But they're new. It's new initiatives that have gone into the tactics design. They've also started us off with discipline. So this is where our quickness came from. We get quickness. And we refresh our burst when we hit someone who's low. I think I'm going to take burst mastery instead, to be honest here. Well, hold on. Heighten focus. Gain increased benevolence whenever we strike with a burst skill. But we don't care about benevolence in our solo scenario. So yeah, I'm going to take burst mastery. Which will feel really good, I think. Banners. See, there's a thing, right? Where elite specs never provide direct interactions with core utility lines. And I've always thought that that was a shame. And that would have been a fun thing for Arenanet to play with. So like years ago with the Tempest, I advocated for Tempest improving Glyph of Storms because it's the Storm spec. So you want to, you know, there's a thematic reason people want to use these together. Same thing here, and there's a million examples where this can apply, right? But right here, like banners, banners feel very Paragon-y. And so I kind of like the idea. Now, there's obviously just the basic idea that, look, I'm playing something supporty, so I might want to put a banner there. But if there was actually a trait, you know, you get a trait that might improve commands or a trait that could improve banners, you know, or maybe a single trait that improves both. There's just lots of connective tissue there that I wish that they implemented, but they've just never done that. They just say that's not something we want elite specs to do. Maybe their mind will change on that as more and more specs come in. Like we do now actually have enough specs, so you could do one for every utility line if you liked. But yeah.
My will.
And they gave us Warrior's Sprint. I like the QOL from that. So this increases incoming and outgoing heal effectiveness.
Even the power of water is at my command.
It's funny, crack shot. You don't really shoot the spear, do you? So fine. Okay. Pretty basic stuff here. So Paragon. Gain access to chance commands. We've looked at all of that. There we are, guys. What else do we get? Motivation when we use our 4th or 5th weapon skill. Ow! I didn't spot that. That's cool. So let's have a quick look here. Okay, sorry. I just used Spear Swipe and I didn't get motivation. What? Gain motivation when you use your 4th or 5th weapon skills. Okay, sorry. I'm in combat. I'm using skill 4. I have 0 motivation. I'm using 5 and it definitely hit that Jinn. Is it because they didn't apply it for spear? Let's have a look. Let's use shield 4. No. Shield 5. No. Bugged? Question mark? You really dislike the icons for these specs. Why wasn't Paragon a winged spear instead of a core warrior 2.0? Oh, you mean the overall icon they picked? Where do we actually see that in game that's not the party UI? Look, guys, that's us. Look. Oh my god. Actually, I think we have considerably more tannin than that guy, but still. And he doesn't have a beard. You have to have a refrain active? Oh, okay, sorry. Is that true for all motivation generation? So the first refrain I use can never actually be a strong one? Okay, yeah, I see it. I'm getting motivation from them now. I got one motivation per thing. But I saw it. Let's heal.
We first
On your knees.
Brace yourselves.
So can I have multiple echoes at once? No, I can't. So I have to space my utilities out. Otherwise, I'm going to waste the echo.
Never give up.
I'm going to heal with F3. To proc this echo. I like this this sort of the flow of bounce a utility and then a burst. And then a utility and then a burst. We actually sort of saw that in some of these other recent specs. So there's a utility. Sorry, there's a burst. And now here's a utility. And now I'm prepped for the next thing. I actually really like that. That feels really cool.
Find their weakness.
I like that. Okay, I'm on board with the echoes. If you're running lots and you're sort of weaving back and forth, that felt very satisfying to me. Okay, the other minor. Strike and condition damage dealt to you is reduced for every point of motivation that we have. Okay. Unyielding resolve. I'm fine with that. Again, you don't really think about these. They just help a bit. What more would I ever want from a minor? Brilliantly designed. It's fine. Okay, they've started us off with the middle. This is what we've been using the whole time. We have increased healing power and concentration. And when we get a refrain, we get more. So 120 to 2 stats. Meh. Heal yourself and gain adrenaline for each point of motivation spent. Oh, really? Have I been doing that? So as the motivation ticks down... So, hold on. So, I really should put Signet of Rage on, to be honest. Well, let's just stand here autoing. Right, so I'm going to cast the refrain. The motivation ticks down. Oh, yeah. I'm getting a heal. And I'm getting pretty considerable adrenaline, too. Oh, that's actually a really cool trait. I like that. Efficacy feels good. Idea feels good. Invigorating tempo. I like that. Strengthening stanzas. Refrains grant bonus effects to you while they're active. Holy fuck. Oh my god, I've been getting a 20% damage modifier from the Chant of Action this entire time? Okay, that is tuned really strong. I don't like the effects they've gone with, though. 50% move speed is kind of cool, but it's still lower than super speed. And it's not sharing it to allies. Okay, if like I could chant of freedom and it's effectively super speeding the subgroup, now that would be cool, but it's not super speeding the subgroup. So I don't really like that. For open world, I feel like Wayfinder Relic is going to be more fun anyway, just flat out. Also, like, I feel like F2 would be nice if that was Benevolence for me. And F3 was the damage reduction. And again, if it was sharing it out, I would like to share that damage reduction. I don't want to just have it for me. Because again, like, with a spec like this, it's very... what can you provide for everyone? Invuln just for me? There's nothing. However, that's super strong. And for open world, single player solo, I mean, if we do think about, there are those elements of design. I kind of like that. Let's check the top line. We get motivation whenever we enter combat. Sorry, this was instead of just some raw stats. So gain motivation whenever I enter combat. If no refrains are active, then automatically activate the refrain of action, the chant of action. So the refrain of the chant of action. Oh, I like that. QOL. Oh my god, and that's pulsing with... That would pulse with invigorating tempo really well as well. Hold on, I'm going to move that there because I don't actually know. So hold on. Oh, whoa, as well. Refrains grant bonus effects. So hold on. I auto-attack and I get a 20% modifier. Yeah! That's a cool combo, right? Enter combat, get the refrain instantly. The refrain gives me 20% damage. I mean, how hard is it really to get to your first burst skill? But in terms of in open world and stuff where you want to have your boons, just it's lots of stop start quick little fights, and you want to just have your shit immediately. To be honest, quite like that. God, I like warrior. I really like warrior. Fucking, I love dagger especially. Dagger is cool. Side noting on Spellbreaker during the POF era was so fun, man. Okay, what else we got? Using a chant reduces the recharge of your other ones. So if I have loads of adrenaline, we need something that's not a Hydra head to hit. This is a clean upgrade to base warrior. I mean, I think we can describe a lot of them that way. I feel like I would describe Spellbreaker that way. You could describe Spellbreaker that way, as sorry, Berserker that way if you liked as well, in terms of like the burst upgrades. Okay, so I can spam the shit out of these now because they had low enough cooldowns as it was.
Never give up. Incoming.
Okay. Now here's our boon finally. So this is an alacrity spec again. Oh god, it's against stanzas. Grant boons to allies when transitioning to a different refrain. I see. This top line is all about spamming different refrains. Oh, and because we enter combat with a refrain, the first F skill we press is transitioning. So we get alacrity on the first one. Do you see? Okay, maintaining alacrity is a piece of piss on this.
Find their weakness.
Obviously, we are in diviners right now.
Brace yourselves.
Defend my will. Even the power of warriors at my command.
And then the alacrity causes the refrains to come even quicker. This is giving us refrains quicker, and this gives us alacrity, which gives us refrains even quicker. So this is just spam refrain, spam refrain, spam refrain. What I'm interested in, though, is quite often... Well, okay, as we spam the refrains, we want high motivation the whole time, right? And what's giving us motivation again? Skill 4 and 5 on the... Is casting a new refrain giving me more motivation? It is. So we can maintain 10 motivation really easily with that as well.
Pace yourselves.
As long as we have the adrenaline coming in.
Forge the way.
I'll tell you, I hate this so much, but do you know what I'm about to do? I'm going to get rid of the wings. These are not valuable. This is not a good skill. I'm going to take Signet of Rage to help shore up the adrenaline so that I can spam more and have space for the odd burst skill and stuff in there. Oh, no stun breaks. Obviously, this is not a build that I'm using right now.
Find their weakness.
Wait. Do the echoes proc on chants as well, refrains as well? No, they don't. Chants.
We persevere.
So there, I have 10 motivation. So my F3, sorry, my F4 gave me stab. Right, the alacrity is like, the thing is, it's kind of just part and parcel for the way the game works now. That if you're gonna be giving a boon, they make it easy as possible.
We shall return.
So that's good, but it's not like a huge win for this spec. It's just sort of how Guild Wars works now.
Forge the way.
But that alacrity is capping at 30 seconds. and it ain't gonna move. And it's fairly regular pulses too. Again, a low radius. I feel like Paragon deserves a higher radius. Maybe not to Herald levels if you don't want it, but... Okay. So that's... So top line is spam chance and alacrity line, really. Middle line is kind of like your solo QOL line, if you will. Heal yourself. Gain adrenaline for yourself, right? Gain these buffs for yourself. Now, those two buffs are buffs that help other people, so that doesn't quite fit. But, you know, I would do call to action there anyway. Okay, and then finally, the last 3 traits for the Paragon here. Liberating Liaise. Gain increased movement speed, so we get a 25% movement speed at all times. Movement impairing conditions have reduced effectiveness on you. I don't know how I feel about that. That's lame as shit. We already have Warrior's Sprint, man. I'm not going to take Liberating Liaise and Warrior's Sprint. Warrior's Sprint's excellent. In fact, I probably won't take either of them now that Wayfinder Relic's in the game. I mean, we could go Stalwart Folk, but I'm just not going to take that. I don't see why that fits on Paragon either. I mean, it's not for your allies. If that was for your allies, right? Come on, like, what was ever mobility-oriented about Paragon? Paragon's a fucking tanky, big backline guy that doesn't want to move much because he has a spear. That's what Paragon is. I appreciate we're in another game now, but that looks like a filler trait they didn't know what to do. And on a class that already has Warrior Sprint,
Don't get away otherwise.
it's just a slightly reconstituted Warrior Sprint on the elite spec. Sorry, but no, not interesting. Reverberation. Command echoes can trigger a second time. Oh! Ho, ho. Ooh! Wait. It was in the traits. Okay, no, so I was wrong. So hold on. We can share an invuln twice. What are we giving up? Stuff that we can give up. Yeah, Dogged March as well. Guys, Reverberation might make it a thing. So we cast the elite and we're invulnerable. We don't care though. But we cast it and we immediately burst. There's a bit of a lineup on it. So for how long? How long can I hold it? We have to check this. So let's say, right? So like I don't know, a VG green is coming or some shit, right? So let's assume I have a bit of adrenaline already. Oh, but I need to get adrenaline and still be in combat. Let's go over to this guy. Let's use our 4 for movement speed. Ooh. Right. So
We will never yield.
I share invulnerability to my subgroup. And I still have the Chant of Freedom. And now I do it again. I share invulnerability. No. Oh, it didn't work. What? It's not the Chant of Freedom I need. It's We Will Never Yield that I'm looking for. Command echoes can trigger a second time. It's after a 3-second ICD is what I'm thinking it is, which means that it's not really useful. You'd be looking for a very specific mechanic where you want 2 invulns 3 seconds apart. The effect lasts 2 seconds and the next one pulses after 3. So it's not like you're actually... You could make an argument, well, this is effectively just extending the invulnerability period, right? You're making them invulnerable twice back to back. But you're not. There's a gap in the middle. There's a gap in the middle. So you can't be all like 0 health wading through puddles or something because people are going to get tagged in the middle of that window. So let's watch this again real close. Sorry, let's look. Okay, so I cast it for myself.
We will never yield.
And I burst.
Our might is your failure.
So there it is. And there it is again. Yeah. Or maybe there isn't a window in the middle. It looked like... It says 33% reduced duration. 33% less than 3. It will be at 2 seconds, right? But the wait is 3 seconds. Okay, it's still not. This doesn't save it, because you can't hold it. I thought if you could hold it, like, again, for that 15 to 25 second window afterwards, you could get some use out of it. Okay, so what other echoes would we like? On your knees would be epic if there was a knockdown there. I mean, Christ, at least give the start of it a knockdown. The non-echo bit. Barrier. Brace yourself is probably good with this. Because we get more barrier coming out.
Brace yourselves.
Let's just immediately prop that. So there's one barrier. And there was the other, I think I saw. Maybe? I missed that completely. Interrupt that, because that's an annoying skill. The heal. More Condi cleanse. More might. Don't know about that, guys. I think the idea is good. Alright. I think there's something interesting going on with the idea. I don't know whether the way that they're actually tuned at the moment is my favorite, but that's fine. Tuning can be fixed. I think I would definitely, for right now, for QOL and stuff, invigorating tempo is epic for us. As is call to action. Okay, and then finally, enduring refrain. This is the last one, guys, the final GM. So we take alacrity spam. We take super refrains. Or, so far I like all the Grandmasters. Or,
March on. Never give up.
refrain effects are stronger. The motivation cost of refrains are reduced, but they can't ever go below 1. Oh, some of these cost more than 1 motivation per tick. Oh, shit. The Chant of Freedom costs 3 per tick. And that one's 2 and that one's 1. I hadn't noticed that. Okay. So, in fact, it costs 1, 1, 2 with this trait. They're stronger, they're cheaper. But it doesn't even affect the healing. Wait, the healing from invigorating temp... Oh, this healing. Okay, that's fine. I wouldn't have thought it would. Because that's not a refrain. Alright, what does it do? We get extra might. We get extra healing. We get extra boon duration. And we can channel them more. It should all be written in blue, right? Oh, no, sorry. What? We get an extra boon. What? Hold on.
David, help protect our pups.
Sorry, let me just see. That was a fucking nice little dagger burst.
Don't get away, otherwise.
Oh no, the swiftness is coming from elsewhere. It's burst mastery given this. Oh, we're getting swiftness on all of these from burst mastery. Oh, that's cool. Because they're all bursts, aren't they? Oh, I feel like that. Okay, guys, chat. Is there any really fun burst traits that I haven't been thinking about or using? Obviously, we have all the marching orders stuff. The soldiers' focus stuff. So hold on, burst mastery. That means I'm sharing swiftness to everyone. That's pretty cool. Oh my god, on your knees definitely should have been a knockdown than in a mode for the echo. I agree, yeah, definitely. So do I want 20% damage? Or do I want all of these to be stronger and last longer? So hold on. So it's not writing it in blue how they've improved, and the tooltip isn't showing how they've improved either. But it says increase stacks of might, increase healing, and increase boon duration. So we'll just have to trust that there then. I think these are the traits I would take. 20% damage though. Nah, I think we take this. But let's play with this for a minute here. Because ultimately we are going to want some pressure. No, only Chant 3 shares swiftness. Burst mastery is your swiftness only? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, still I'm alright with that. I quite like the idea of burst mastery. Anyone got any other burst traits they're thinking of? Adrenal health? Where was adrenal health? Was that in defense? Adrenal health. Gain health based on adrenaline spent. How much adrenaline are we spending on all of these? It's just 1 per, right? 1 per. I think that's what I've been seeing. Adrenal health could be cool, yeah. What else have we got in defense? We need pressure though. This is I don't want to get too tanky. Increased strike damage when you have stab, and we're getting stab from this, and stab whenever we disable a foe. Remove a condi whenever you burst. That's pretty fat condi cleanse. Easy thing to swap in. Gain adrenaline whenever you disable someone. And if we put a hammer on the build, we'd get 25% more damage for the hammer, which would be kind of fun. I like hammer. Actually, I play hammer spellbreaker in PvE a lot. Deal increased strike damage to weakened foes, and your burst skills inflict weakness. We also get thick skin for free, and a bit of resolution for free. Destruction of the empowered probably isn't going to do much, but... maybe we kill discipline. Okay, heightened focus was what was recharging our burst skills when they get low. And it is a bit of quickness for us. What does strength have for us? Gain increased strike damage whenever we burst. Might makes right might also be really nice. To be honest, I like aggressive onslaught as well.
Pace yourselves.
So like, we're getting endurance, adrenaline now a lot more, just from like shield bashing and shit. Question is, do we actually care about diviners, or is it not worth? I mean, I'm not doing the alacrity. Oh, the alacrity is also good though. Like even as a selfish thing, the alacrity is good. Because you got to remember, alacrity is more healing, more defense, more CC. It's more everything.
Never give up. Incoming.
Wait, where the fuck is? Oh, it's whenever we transition. Right. It takes a little bit to turn on. Feverish pulse, maybe then. What else can we take here? Power and a chance to gain might on crit. Also on underwater spear, but not above ground spear. I like body blow. Increase 5% damage, and then with physicals we would get a bit more. Movement skills grant adrenaline, and okay, does Spear 5 count as a movement skill, I wonder? Because it kind of is moving me, right? Oh, I think it does. I think we got a lot of adrenaline there. So I don't think I want to randomly F2. I think I only want to reactively F2. Oh my god, the adrenaline's so good. Holy shit.
On your knees. Never give up. All together.
Okay, the alacrity was dropping there, so I kind of had to F2. Oh my god, it feels fast and nice, and I don't know, I like this at the moment. You can get permanent quickness and alacrity if you go with aggressive onslaught. Wait, I think we are aggressive onslaught, yeah. Gain quickness when you disable an enemy. While you have quickness, your movement speed's increased, yeah. I love aggressive onslaught. For once, we don't have to use a rage or a celerity sigil. So we have permanent quickness, permanent might, This feels like a good build right here, by the way. I don't know whether Diviners is the right choice. I don't know whether Defense is the right choice. But it's kind of a fun concept, isn't it? We could drop the Spear Shield for a Hammer. No. I like the adrenaline on disabling someone. I think we got a solid build here. I'm not even using the utility skills. So what do we want to do? I really think Signet of Rage over the Elite. I will try to play with as many of these buttons as possible. So which one is the stun break? It's Never Surrender. Find their weakness does a bit of damage. On your knees. See, if on your knees had even like a quarter of a second daze. Well, no, that wouldn't be good enough. Apply barrier to yourself. From Brace Yourself. See, and why doesn't Brace Yourself have a tiny tick of stab on it? Right. On your knees doesn't have a knockdown, and Brace Yourselves doesn't have stab or Aegis? Aegis at least? I mean, come on. It's a weird one. Very strange. Very, very, very strange. There's our Alacrity. Running around with the spear. So then we can just... Oh, fuck. Well, I don't want... I think... yeah, I think it's fine. We just... Yeah, it's this. This is what we do. So for this, I don't know, just run Scholar or some shit? For the sigils, we don't need both of those. We could do, well, definitely not Bounty. We could put Force and Knight on, I suppose. I don't know. Do you see how boring Sigil Buildcraft is at this point? Do you see how often I'm like, there's nothing that fun. I mean, we could look at our crit chance as well. How high is our crit? We could put a Sigil of Accuracy on there. Wow, Accuracy and Force. It's a thrill, isn't it? Okay, so there you go. That's a lot of Paragon buttons. No wings. We're running Strength and Defense. We have Call to Action, so we immediately have motivation at the start. We are running Invigorating Tempo. We're running Feverish Pulse, which is surprising to me, but I think overall is a nice choice. Oh yeah, and then Relic. I'm gonna get my movement speed from the Wayfinder Relic. So let's see how we do. You ready for the gauntlet, everybody? All right, sorry, no, let me see. Okay, what advice have you guys got? Can you explain the Paragon loop? Spam bursts. And chance. I don't know. I'm a noob, man. I've only been playing it about an hour. I believe Burst Precision procs too if you took arms. Yeah, we don't have arms at the moment. I think I'll leave that. Making the command skills worse for the beta than core replacement ones sounds bad for an idea if you want people to actually test them. Yeah. Yeah, I think command skills tuning-wise have whiffed. Well, no, is it tuning to talk about how Brace Yourselves doesn't have Aegis or Stab? To talk about how On Your Knees doesn't have a knockdown? Is that tuning? Defense is really strong with Dagger, Mace, and Hammer. Yeah, oh, for sure. I really love Hammer. The fucking massive numbers you get. Hammer Spellbreaker is so fun to raid and strike mission on. And part of it is because of the cool little reactions you can do with full counter to keep going too, you know? It's just got a really nice smooth flow. I maintain this. I've got two friends that say they hate it. Auto attack counting is really really fucking fun when you actually click into it, right? And like doing the 2 hammer auto chains before you then move into your next 4, into your next 2, 3 weapons. It's really there's a certain flow to Warrior that I love, I adore. Okay. Satoshi says that's not tuning, that's design. Yeah, but on the other hand, like what I mean is in terms of like the design of commands plus echoes is the Paragon design, and I actually quite like that. The animations and stuff, like they're not locked into. To me, if you change something from weakness to cripple, that you could call that design, but it's also kind of just tuning, right? Now I'm talking about changing weakness to a knockdown. At the end of the day, it's still just the output effect being tweaked, right? So I don't know. Hopefully it's not some insurmountable thing. I guess they just decided it was too strong, but I don't know, up the cooldown on it. I don't think it works as a skill without that. Oh, by the way, okay, so our Sunbreak is never surrender. I would rather use other Sunbreaks, but I'll keep it. It doesn't apply too much in here, but the resistance and resolution is nice. Talking about the whole Condi thing at the start of this stream. Brace yourselves. Apply barrier to yourself and allies around you. So I kind of just want to use this as a sustain sort of thing. And find their weakness is a bit of damage. Or would I rather use on your knee? What would I rather? Okay, I think I'd rather on your knees. Here, I like the cripple and weakness. For as much as it feels bad as an idea, it's something I'd like to spam.
I'm sorry.
All right, here we go, guys.
Are you lying?
So the other question is, do I skip some of these early tier fights? No, we got 81 tickets and loads of tokens. I think we'll be fine. Place your bets. Let's see how far we get.
You know this superstar by now. Let's
On your knees.
So here's how me hammer fell. And in theory,
Forge the way.
I mean, I don't know. Oh, well, he just hit me with the hammer and I didn't die. Did I get damage reduction from
Brace
something?
yourselves.
Damage is really low. Really, really, really low. Let's shift the armor and the weapons out of the concentration. And see how we feel. Dubrush.
Buying something?
You know this superstar by now. Let's
On your knees. Pace yourselves.
I'm going for the heal there, but we don't get to echo until we burn. Oh no, it will echo by default. Pressure still feels really low. I want more modifiers. Shall we kill the alacrity?
you know this superstar by now.
Let's try it without the
Let's
alacrity.
hear it.
I guess, yeah, let's try it without the alacrity. So we just got another 20% damage. Probably want another modifier from one of our core lines. Defense, can these NPCs be CC'd? Some of them, yeah. Most of the early ones are really easy to just
You know this
CC.
superstar by now.
Later, though, when you fight Churai and stuff, no.
Make haste.
So maybe what I want to do is focus on the F4. Okay, the numbers are getting better now. I didn't really feel the loss of alacrity there, though. But the format here is not... You know, these are so short and bursty. I think the alacrity did feel
I've got
good.
what you need.
If I end up doing the Let's Play on this, it'll be fun to see how much we want to do alacrity versus not. Let me am. This is surreal. Alright, if we wipe, it's not my fault, alright, if she does the weird fucking bug thing again. Let's go with the...
Never
Okay.
surrender. Never give up.
She's immune again. What? She reapplied it somehow. I don't know how.
Brace yourselves.
She's casting it right now. I'm about to die. Oh. The thing is, right, I have a shield because it's a part of the Paragon fantasy. But we could run something else. I like having the CC on there. The CC on there feels really good. Axe would obviously just be giga aggressive and really nice and round it out. I love dagger axe. Mace has tremor and a bit of pressure. Mace offhand I very rarely play. Should we try it with mace, I guess? Oh, sorry, and we need to double click. What did I pick there? Force. What was it? I went with accuracy, didn't I? I don't know. Should we try it with mace? The mace skill 4 is a chunky fucking hit. I really want to do dagger as well. Dagger offhand I always want to play with. They buffed it recently as well, didn't they? I love dagger offhand, but I just never apply it much. If dagger offhand had a small CC on it, I'd be all over it.
No discounts.
Okay.
No free
Tier 2.
samples.
What about classic offhand axe? I mean, certainly. It would be very good. It would be very good.
Let's hear it.
Forge the way.
But again, no CC there, so I don't... and we're getting a lot of our adrenaline from CC. So that was Tyre. Massacres, this is the tanky guy.
You know this superstar by now. Let's
So this will be a real test of actually if we do have any damage. Should probably burst as I swap in. See here I'm kind of just out.
On your knees.
But yeah. Well, look, some of this is just getting used to rotation principles. There I missed the spear 2.
All together. Brace
I missed the
yourselves.
alacrity really bad suddenly. See, as soon as the fight's a little bit longer, the alacrity is like really nice. But look at that. That was an 8k non-crit on Crushing Blow.
You know this superstar
8K!
by now. Let's hear it.
I'm selling. You're lying.
Right, Salazan. Now we don't... Oh, we do have range. We have a spear. So here I just sort of pussy it up, really. Oh, there you go. There's someone in the beta trying it in here. What a legend. What's he playing? Luminary? Oh, no, that's Evoker, isn't it? The bunny icon? The only Paragon fantasy you have right now is pistol off. Yeah, I didn't even think about pistol. Are you serious? Pistol? Should we try pistol? What does pistol offer me? Like, isn't it a little leap in? It's like a attack and then a little leap in that recharges it. Is that not right? Oh, no, the Evoker. Uh-oh. All right, we'll bear that in mind when we get to Evoker on Serial. You loved your mace. I'm not a huge fan of mace or mace main hand. I'm going to put pistol on in a second.
By now. Let's hear it.
So I'm just going to get forward slightly with him. I don't really know what to do now. I'm just going to auto and... Yeah, I don't know. Let's put pistol on. Yeah, it's a... and then a leap in. But there's no CC in here. What does this have to do with Paragon? I don't see anything... Oh, sorry. There we go. Look. I'll get used to it, guys. Berserker... We're just going to go 5-4-5, really. That's it, isn't it? There's not really much more going on there. Okay, finally, the crew of the pirate ship Ravenous. I'm getting the alacrity back. You're struggling to remember why you're even getting a pistol? Oh, yeah, it's like... It's because it's so Blade Sworn coded, right? And now that it's not required by Blade Sworn, it feels a bit...
On your knees.
So here we should get to see a bit of the AoE capabilities.
Never
We
give
need to
up.
actually start swapping to give ourselves alacrity.
All together.
Throw a bit of barrier on
Brace
ourselves with that
on
one,
your
maybe?
knees.
Probably
We
need to
are
use the
strong.
5 earlier. Alright, alacrity. Oh, and I feel durable. I feel very durable.
On your knees. Brace yourselves.
More barrier. Even more barrier because of the echo. The barrier echo is quite cool. I'm not feeling the pistol, guys. Partly it's because I keep going 4 then 5 instead of 5 then 4 then 5 again. But
On your knees.
Also, we only get a little bit. Oh my god, some of the spear shit can hit hard. Yeah, I don't know about pistols, sorry. I'm sticking with mace. Sticking with the tremors. This is so annoying, by the way, about the legendary armory. Mike talked about this years ago, and he was absolutely right. It's so annoying to have to do so much menuing. You know, like, can we not have the same QOL of Ascended where it remembers the last thing I had it assigned to or something? I don't know. I haven't thought hard about the actual solution for that, but... Alright, subject 7.
You've got gold, right?
You need to press on your knees just before pistol 5.
Superstar by now.
What am I missing? What is on your knees doing before pistol 5?
On your knees.
Wait, is it just like the fantasy of executing someone? What?
Pace yourself.
Ah, damage is low. Look at this, subject 7. Have I forgotten something about pistol that does more when they're weakened or something? Let me see. Weapons. Pistol 5. Fire all the barrels in your hand cannon to deal damage. This skill combines all your ammo when fired and pushes you back slightly based on the amount of ammo expended. It's a joke. Okay, it's just for the fantasy. Okay.
No discounts.
Strugren Chomper.
You've got gold, right?
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
Burst, swap, burst, and now get some more refrains going. Lots of boots.
On your knees.
And now see, we can do the dagger burst again before finally swapping. I just need to prioritize F1. Oh shit, Chomper's still very happy. My cleave was not good there.
Brace yourselves. March on.
Same with Spear, really. Okay, he died. Right, Liadri. Do we want to pull? We definitely want good swiftness uptime. So I kind of want to go back to burst mastery. Let's dump defense. Defense might have been overkill this whole time. Okay. So let's take burst mastery back. We'll return to discipline. We get the lower weapon swapping. Condi cleanse on swap is actually okay if it rips the cripple or the weakness, so our endurance isn't ruined. And I guess that forces us onto Warrior's Sprint. Wayfinder Relic really isn't going to be doing anything here. So let's take... what do we want? We could just go Eagle and keep it basic. Some QOL might be nice. I hate this shit. Look at all the fun effects, but I'm just picking horrible, boring modifiers. Should we do Relic of the Claw whenever we disable someone? That's slightly more fun, at least. Go on, let's do Relic of the Claw. We'll get our modifier from these little CCs we've got. Okay. Let me at him. Yeah, there you go. Pain 2D knows what's up. Said Claw as well.
You know this superstar by now.
Okay, we're going to have more of a problem with the rifts on this. Unless I can auto her a bunch.
Incoming.
Use these for lots of perma swift for myself. And then just use the... Oh yeah, and then we can just use the spear to kill the rifts. Okay, we can heal and then echo it.
We
With
persevere.
even if it misses.
All together.
Okay, there's a rift over there. Kill that one. Swap this. See here, I'm going to use 5. No, it didn't work. I tried to knock them away with the 5. If you miss this quick pickup here, kind of slows this whole thing down. Alright. I think I'll just stay at range, I guess.
Brace yourselves.
Watch for the next rift. And just slowly pew her down. I just beat Liadri there without actually weapon swapping. Or dodging. I don't think there was a single dodge there either. Damn. Alright, okay, now it's going to get a bit saucier. Do we want to go back to the defense build, or do we want to just... I think let's stay with this. Let's stay with discipline. And let's stay with claw relic. Alright, these guys are going to be trickier. Master of Lightning. I really do need... like, I don't really have many active defenses. I have, like, blocks. I don't even really... Does F4 give me protection? I think I'm just dead. Fuck off. Oh.
Never surrender.
We're
Incoming.
in with the big boys now, guys. No, I'm dead. Shit. We can retry that with Spear, I guess. Alright, there you go. Master of Lightning killed it. I thought immediately that wasn't going to go very well. There's no point playing for vengeance. Let's try that again. Damn. The add-on you're looking for is Denoiser, I think. Thank you. There you go.
Never surrender.
Oh, what? Why is he getting pulled back in? Also, where's my stab? We had loads of endurance. We had loads of adrenaline, and we hit F4.
Make haste. Brace yourselves.
Interrupt, and then another one, and then F2 to heal. And
On your
then put some
knees.
weakness up. I don't really even know how much that will help. Go for another CC before he fucking owns me. Do some spear stuff at range.
Brace
More
yourself.
barrier.
Incoming.
Another heal. Echo my heal skill.
Never surrender.
I think it's good. I think it's good. We just needed to open on range there. Pressure's a bit low. Palia the Errant.
You've got gold, right?
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
Palia, I never really... There's just these orbs
There's
floating
nothing
around.
to fear. All on your
I'm going to counter that special action. Actually, no, it hits you anyway. I don't really know. Do you have to special action and leave? I think I probably have too much adrenaline.
March on your knees.
It's really nice to have the 2 CCs on Spear, by the way. Right? Like you got the daze on the 3, and you got the knockback on the 5. So if you ever do get a bit low on adrenaline, Spear has you sorted. You can bring that back. Not really sure I'm feeling the... Oh, weird. I actually picked her sword up there. I think you need to time the special action. And then you pick up her sword, and then maybe you can hit her with it. That might be the mechanic. All right, Wayne. Wayne is a bit scary.
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
Okay. Oh, fuck off. Too quick. Too quick. Too quick. Ah. I was going to hit the 5. That would have interrupted him and stopped it, but nope. I don't know what his cooldown is on that.
On your knees. All together.
Probably should have saved Spear 3, 4 when I saw it come up again. Let's do the 5 there. I missed that. Alright, there's Wayne. Surreal. Oh god. Sunspear versus Churai. Again, I have no idea how we killed Churai on the Conduit before. No fucking idea. This should be quite fun, because we actually have a decent range button this time.
Incoming.
Especially if I can proc the quickness early. Which I did with the 3. Alright, never mind. We're not hitting them really hard enough.
Forge the way. Never surrender. There's nothing to fear.
God, actually, I didn't even kill this one.
We
Alright, there you go. Oh my god, she's scary. I think this build could use some work. But what it does demonstrate is there is a lot of stuff you can get out of Paragon. I'm actually really nervous about how low I am right now, and it's not coming back too well. Or mind you, F3 maybe.
On your. We are strong.
Is she doing it again? There's more fucking... I don't know whether I actually need to kill these or what I'm going to.
Make haste. All together.
I do think Alacrity's the right choice. They're all really good Grandmasters, though. The question is, right, with all this stuff, if you have someone else giving you alacrity, you can take the 20% damage. But is that going to make it feel like a really fun DPS spec? Is that going to make it feel like a really tanky spec? I don't know, for the recuperation benefits. There's something broken about the logic here. Meanwhile, that would just be so much spam. I'd actually like to see that reduce the cast times of the chance. Why they didn't put the wings on the chance? It's just crazy to me. All right, here's King Churiosa. I have very few evades. I have very few blocks. Everything he does is going to mince me up.
Need something.
I don't have many damage reduction. I don't know. I don't think I really have much proc. Conduit, I'm amazed got it. I do not think I will get this either. And I don't want you to think, oh, there's a chance because Conduit did. No, this is just fucked, guys. There's no way. There's no way. I've already used my Sunbreak. Yeah, I'm not going to get through Chirai on this build. There's no way. Rivers? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, but... Okay, Rivers I really like. If you watched my Let's Play of Jamthir Wilds, I liked the thought of Rivers, and we used it on our Ranger, but the time you waste dodging to proc it, and you want some concentration to get meaningful uptime out of it, it's not really... All right, we'll try that again. I don't really see this going anywhere, so I'm going to say this guy's not going to kill Shirai. We'd have to put the shield back on, maybe defense as well. I think we'd have to rebuild a lot, in which case it's not really the same build, is it?
Pace yourselves. Never,
Like, I probably shouldn't stun break the... See, and here, we can't counter CC him either,
Incoming.
until his mechanic,
On your
which is
knee.
neat.
Brace yourselves.
We could use the elite.
We
We
personally
could try and use the elite. I just got to try and keep away from him. Oh, are we already there? We are already there. Right, what have I got for CC? Base 5. Oh my god.
never give up on your
How are we
knee.
already here? Usually takes way longer to proc that shit.
Never surrender.
See, there's also a problem here with our pressure. I don't
March
know
on.
Stays in and keep them away from us.
On your knees.
Staying with that.
Forge the
He's
way.
doing it again. Dodging it. The brake bar. God, look at how fucking meaty Mace
Brace
fights. That's that
yourselves.
whole brake bar down. Alright, okay, we beat Chirai. We beat Chirai. I don't know. I don't know. He went to the middle really quickly. Chirai's really annoying. I've had runs where he will not go to the goddamn middle for so long. All he had to do was stay on my ass a little bit longer there, and he would have had me. Well, there you go. That's it then, everybody. Dang, you made Liadri look easy. You're just a bit of practice, and you'll be all right with Liadri. And remember, blinds, pulls, counter CCing the clones. They're all really, really useful. And just movement, just walking is really, really good. That's a great fight, because there's a lot of buildcraft elements to it. You know this superstar by now. Yeah, okay, there you go. That's my thoughts on Paragon, everybody. So, listen, I was going to do 2 today, but I had a lot of fun theory crafting that. I think this is definitely better than the other ones we played. Some utility skills whiffing. The invulnerable thing is not what I thought it was. The traits generally seem okay. Another one where animation budget seems to not be there, and I'm a bit disappointed. But aside from that, it's an okay spec, this one. It's okay. So here's what I want to say, everybody. Drop your comments, drop your thoughts. If you didn't make it here to the live chat or you posted stuff and I ignored you, I'm really sorry. Just drop your messages. I will take screenshots. We won't do a Q&A section in the next part. I'll just jump straight into the other 2 specs, okay? Because we will run out of time on the beta. I don't want to run out of time on showing them all off. But drop your comments. And then what I will do, though, is once we've got like 2 or 3, we'll do a roundup again. So like today at the start, we talked a lot about the about the conduit. We talked a lot about the antiquary, because that's what I got, you know. So that's what we had recently covered. So I'll gather a lot from the recently specs. And so let me know your thoughts on it. If there's any cool build paths as well, if there's like a way through this is really fun that I didn't demo, let me know. Obviously, we didn't show this as an actual full support-y Healy type thing, or how it scales with healing power. But that's okay. I could definitely imagine playing Visions of Eternity on that. I reckon in terms of... I reckon they're like, it's like a 7 out of 10. Like 10 out of 10 is, oh my god, this feels amazing. 10 out of 10 is better icons that are closer to the Guild Wars 1 Paragon. Integration with Spear. It's you know, the utilities I think all need a lot of work. Much better animations. That was what a 10 out of 10 would have been for me. This is 7, and look, I know like when it comes to movie reviews and shit, people think that 7 out of 10 is not good. Actually, to me, 7 out of 10, that's not bad. I think this is okay. The ones we played the other days, I'd put at like 4, 5, 3 out of 10. All right? This is a 7. Maybe on a bad, grumpy day, it's a 6. Maybe if we think a lot about how good the old ones were, maybe it's a 6. Also, the festival ends soon. Oh, shit. Yeah, the festival ends tomorrow. All right, well, we're not going to be able to do this the whole way through this series then. Good thing I didn't do little videos on it then. We're just not going to be able to. So tomorrow will be our last day in the pavilion. So we'll do 2 more tomorrow. So 6 out of the 9 we'll get to see in the pavilion. And that's okay, isn't it? Right? That's not too bad. 6 out of the 9. So yeah, my rating on this is 6 out of 7 out of 10. Love to hear what you guys think about any of the topics today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for the couple of donations, the couple of memberships. It means a lot to me, guys. And yeah, I'll see you next time for more Elite Specialization, open world, beta goodness. There you go, John, with the full membership. Thank you. 7 out of 10 is above average. Exactly, yeah. It's all right. I would play the X-Pack on this. Thank you, guys. Oh yeah, there's staff as well. JD there in chat talking about staff. Honestly, the only reason you log on to Warrior is to play staff, one of the most fun weapons it has. Unfortunately, it doesn't do much in the open world. Yeah, like I've always felt staff is a bit bleh in open world. But like substituting this spear for a staff, having a war horn, you know, that's a very different build. You know, putting some shouts on here. There is more that Paragon has to give. But you know, only so many hours in the day. Ends on the evening of the 26th. You can probably fit 2 in. Well, if we get 2 more days out of the festival, we might be able to get them all in. GG's, everybody. Thanks for watching. Oh, testing builds in dungeons. That could be fun. And you might say, it's not applicable. Dungeons are abandoned. Oh, hold on. If they're merging strikes and raids this year, dungeons in fact... Well, the tuning would be different. I don't know. Anyway, thanks everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.